All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to another stream. So today there is going to be something really exciting because just yesterday on Nintendo's Twitter they announced that there was going to be a presentation for this game, for both Age of Calamity and Pikmin 3, which are the two Nintendo games coming out this year, and the two that I'm most excited for. Like, I obviously love Zelda stuff, but I'm also a huge Pikmin fan, so we're getting a bunch of new details on both of them today, and it was kind of a surprise announcement. But you know what? Here we are. So I thought it'd be fun to do before we do our bigger Breath of the Wild stream like we always do on Wednesdays. So we'll stream this till completion, talk about it, then wrap up the stream for a few hours, and then we'll be back with some Breath of the Wild later in the day. So that'll be pretty fun. But welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good morning. I know this is a completely different time from when we usually stream and all. So I just thought it'd be kind of fun, and we're just going to be here, and we're just going to be kind of watching everything together. So it'll be kind of nice. We don't know anything about what they're going to show off. Like, it just says it's a presentation. It's going to be more discussion based, not really like direct, if that makes sense. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of see it, and hopefully things will be working right. Just like usual, the chat box isn't working, which is like pretty standard. For just YouTube, it just like doesn't work sometimes, and it's like, okay, that's fine. We may turn it off during, like, if they show off like a trailer in a presentation, we'll turn off like the chat box. If not, then we'll just keep it on. Not a big deal. Usually it takes like a minute to work, and it's like, okay, there we go. It's on screen now. You see how it just kind of does its own thing. But yeah, in the meantime, we're just gonna maybe we'll watch some stuff like in the meantime, because why not? And it's fun. So first, just gonna see if the audio levels are good. Let me know. Trailers are kind of loud, so
I will remind you
can't be
once
too
again,
loud or quiet.
above all else, your duty is of the utmost
This is the trailer they
importance.
showed off yesterday for Age of Calamity.
Rule 1 of the researcher's
Robbie.
code is to never give up.
Oh yeah! Check it!
Yeah, the AGR background. I love AGR.
It won't be easy, but we're not gonna let that stop us, eh?
Is the game quiet or was I quiet? Just want to make sure. So, because I don't really stream like videos that much. So, and yeah, Robbie sounds amazing. Both sound perfect. Awesome. Just wanted to make sure it was all good. Then we'll be ready to go. So, I don't know. I'll just watch some of the Age of Calamity stuff in preparation for it. They're showing off Pikmin stuff. I'm guessing that's going to be first because it's like the smaller game. But it'll be really fun to see because it's still a fun game. And I love Pikmin like so much. And it's really cute and everything. So it's awesome. I'm going to play some other stuff because like, why not? Or if anyone has any song requests too, just for the 13 minutes before it starts. Because it starts pretty soon. Started streaming 17 minutes ago. Okay, so it's technically live right now, but it's going to start in 13 minutes. Buffer it forward. Yeah, I like Robbie's voice actor a lot. It's very interesting, but it fits his character. Like, gives me like the sly anime protagonist vibe sort of thing. Here, let's watch one more the trailer thing, just while we talk about stuff, because like, Age of Calamity. Ooh, trailer champion trailer. I was trying to think of the name. I'm like, that's probably what it's called, right? This one's cool. This was number 2. Akala Citadel just burning to the ground. That's awesome. Dark, but awesome. So
Well, Link, you've grown since I last saw you. And yet, you have not changed.
her voice acting is different, that's for sure. It's an interesting
I
thing.
would like to be fully prepared. Learning new ways to fight foes might do me some good.
So that's why
Daruk.
it's a good
Love
thing it's
Daruk.
gonna be us. Well, it's just Varudania is in a difficult spot right now. Sticks! Not bad.
Yeah, he definitely sounds different, like him and
That
Mifa.
climb itself.
And then Urbosa with Impo and the Baby Guardian. I love that.
No longer, I say.
And the music too, like
I will pilot
something
this
I don't always
beast.
think about, but yeah, the music's gonna be popping in this game. Like Breath of the Wild remixes, awesome
I hope
songs,
you're
like
not hurt,
ah.
little bird.
Yes.
Rito Village is my
Rivali,
home.
Vesper.
While I'm here, you won't be getting any
He sounds spot on to like
You
how he
didn't
was
stand a
in
chance.
Breath of the Wild.
I suppose the time has finally come to reveal Farm Meadow's divine power.
You
Water made me
have
cough.
all that is needed to
Okay.
face whatever destiny awaits.
I love the Great Taker Tree voice acting and Rivali. It's the same voice actor, so it's a cool little detail. Oh my god, just seeing Hyrule and Chaos, all the Guardians. Like, there's got to be some fight scenes just like when the Calamity starts and there's hundreds of Guardians. Like, there's like a popular theory going around that the end of the game, it's going to follow up from like that last memory where Zelda activated her power. People are speculating that it's going to be like a god mode mission, like Zelda's going to be all powerful, just like destroying through waves of Guardians, things like that, because you're like all powered up, and that would be such an amazing way to end off the game, because it would be like literally the last events before Link gets put to sleep and he wakes up 100 years later. So I'm excited for that, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to do. But oh my god, that would be an amazing final mission. Like, holy crap. That, and then we also have to think of the timeline of this, because although this game is about the Great Calamity, it's also, well, not going to be just that war, because as you can see, a lot of the cutscenes and a lot of the gameplay is going to be pre-memory sort of stuff, like back when Link was like first appointed the Knight of Hyrule, like during time of the memories, the battles that happened then. So like the Great Calamity stuff is probably going to be saved for like the last third of the game, maybe last half or something like that, which is interesting. It just like, obviously it's not going to be all that, because we've seen so much footage and so many like cutscenes from the pre-memory sort of stuff when Link wasn't even like the full knight. He didn't have a sword. So you know what, I'm curious to see what they're all going to do with it. We'll pop this one open because there's some cool stuff in here too. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Before we start, we have 9 minutes left before the direct kicks off, and I'm excited.
Hello everyone, I'm Eiji Aonuma, the producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
So
We mentioned in the June 2019
Might
Nintendo
skip
Direct
ahead to the
presentation
thingy.
that we had started development on the sequel
Yeah,
to The
so
Legend of Zelda Breath of
there's
the
one
Wild.
interesting thing that they said here in this talk, and a lot of people skipped it over, but I'm gonna play it. So
Many people around the world are still playing Breath
Listen
of the
for a
Wild,
second.
so I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of my
it's like an
heart.
interesting tidbit about
Everyone,
something about Breath of the Wild
thank you
too.
so much. Regarding the sequel, in order to make
Here.
the vast world you enjoyed exploring in the original game even more impressive,
That was it. In order to make the vast world you explored in the original game even more impressive, that, I mean, although they kind of teased that back in June 2019, that almost confirms that Breath of the Wild 2 will be in the same map, because he quite literally says in order to make that world more impressive, which it was kind of like up in the air, like with the way that they worded it back in June of last year, what if it was going to be its own world or what really. But this pretty much alludes to the fact that Breath of the Wild 2 will be in the same map just because of this presentation. So very interesting. It's like one of those things where I don't know how they're going to make it more interesting. Obviously they're going to do their thing. Like, it's spending a lot of years on this game, and they're definitely going to change Hyrule a lot. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. So yeah, specifically because he said more interesting, and they said the world from Breath of the Wild more interesting. Like, that almost confirms for sure that Breath of the Wild 2 will be the same Hyrule. So interesting. Remixing locations, can see that. Adding new stuff, more underground stuff, underwater. I'm excited for anything, and the possibilities are endless. So that little tidbit was like the first thing I really noticed when I watched this. We'll skip to the trailer though. We still have 8 more minutes, so 7 around there.
A primal evil that has endured over the ages.
Yeah, more Pikmin stuff today, more Age of Calamity. I am almost equally excited for both, even though I know most people are probably here for Zelda, but like, it's gonna be all awesome because I love Pikmin. Like, Pikmin 3 is one of my favorite games of all time, so remaster, awesome. Okay, so this shot got me because it's like, yeah, first level of the game probably. That's what I'm thinking. Link fighting Rivali, blowing up a tower. God. Would it be cool to actually play during Blood Moons? Oh my god, that's such a cool idea. Because, like, yeah, Blood Moons are just cutscenes, but what if, like, the Blood Moon rises at a certain time, like, everything arises from the... Oh my god. That's incredible. I love the idea. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Just the shots of all the champions getting mauled. Ah, it's so heartbreaking, but also cool. So it's like, man. Here we go. There is the trailer, which is awesome. And then, oh, the final shot.
Protect everyone.
Awesome. So those are the 3 trailers. We just kind of watched them in preparation for this. I don't want to start the stream too early and just be like sitting here for a while. So we literally started like 10 minutes ago ish. But we're going to be starting soon. And I'll probably be turning my on-screen alert box off just in case if like anything comes. Just because I want to minimize distractions during it. We'll still have the chat box because I find people find it helpful. And yeah, if you guys do want to help support the stream, if you want to give it a like, that always helps with telling YouTube that this is content like people watching, because like YouTube cares about that. So if you guys want to help me help me out by liking the stream, that would be awesome. We're at 70, so thank you. We'll probably get like 200 by the end maybe. So literally any support's awesome. But you know what? In a few minutes we're about to watch this, and I am so excited. I think the first thing, oh, we have our presentation lined up. So 14,000, yeah, gotta like that. There we go. Yeah, and okay, we're gonna turn the alert box off. There we go. So it should be pretty nice, and we only have a few minutes. You know, I'm gonna play a song, an amazing song, while we're waiting, because it's hype. 1 second, let me search it. This is a very underrated song. It's one of my favorite Zelda songs ever. It's called the Lorule Castle theme from Link Between Worlds. It's just a hype song. It's like a dungeon theme, and I love it so much. So I don't know, felt like listening to it, and it's like exactly a couple minutes long, like before the direct. So very excited. We're gonna get a lot of stuff. Age of Calamity. They said the only thing that they said is they're featuring a new stage. So the text on screen reads, Nintendo Treehouse Live returns today at 10 a.m. With live stream presentation featuring 2 segments. Tune in for a Pikmin 3 deep dive and a new stage and gameplay details for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So it's probably just one more level like they showed off like a week and a half ago. So we'll see. They could show off literally any character. It could be more input gameplay. I'm thinking it might be a new character in general. It could be Robbie and Pierre because he just showed off the trailer for those. So I don't know. Maybe Mifa. It's probably not going to be Link, Impa, or Daruk because they already show off those characters. So we'll see. It's probably just going to be a level. I'm guessing Pikmin 3 Deluxe is going to be more of like a trailery sort of thing, like more direct style, because we have not gotten any like sort of big showcases on it like we did with Age of Calamity. We got 1 trailer, and I think like a mini one came out yesterday. Yeah, it was like a minute long one. So more details because I know it's getting a lot more content than what was in the Wii U version. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. You love how the song grows the further you progress throughout the dungeon. I know, it's such a cool song, and like it's one of my favorites in the series. Link Between Worlds is a fantastic game. I'm just waiting for a Switch port, hopefully, because it was actually the Zelda game before Breath of the Wild. Well, the last single player Zelda game before Breath of the Wild, I should say. Because technically we got Triforce Heroes after that, and then, I mean, there were the remakes, but yeah, last single player one, and it was a lot of fun. So very excited for everything. Me wondering if the music's too loud or whatever. So you said the game audio is, or game audio, video audio is fine. If in any case the stream gets loud, just let me know, because sometimes what I hear and what you guys hear is sometimes different, but it should be okay. So excited. 11:58. Okay. Literally as soon as the presentation starts, we'll start we'll stop the music and then we'll watch. So very hyped. More sort of like internally speculating. Like I think everyone else is, because we're gonna get some more stuff, and it's gonna be really neat. And this time, whatever gameplay they show off is actually gonna be in English, which is nice because last time was in Japanese, so couldn't really follow everything. But now we get to see everything, like all the HUD elements, the dialogue, the voice acting, and like I'm gonna love that. So a lot more of an immersive experience that way. So first English gameplay right here. So extremely stoked. 11:59. Oh. Stop our music. There we go. Starting soon, so probably like a minute or two, which would make the most sense. But we'll see. We shall honestly see. Excited to finally be watching a stream live. You make workday so much better on Wednesdays. Well, thank you. I love doing my streams on Wednesdays here. And yeah, today there's going to be a double stream. So we're doing this, and we stream Breath of the Wild every Wednesday night. And so a couple hours. There we go.
Hi everyone, I'm JC from the Nintendo Treehouse, and this is Nintendo Treehouse Live. Nintendo Treehouse Live is a way for us to give folks a sneak peek of some of the games and projects we're working on.
Okay.
In this case, we
PIKMIN
have
first.
Two
So definitely know
projects
that.
to show you today. Later in the program, we're going to give you a look at Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Okay, so starting with
But
Pikmin.
first, we do want to give
I'm
you
happy
a look
about
at
that.
a game that we, it's very, very near and dear to us in the Treehouse, which is Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Love Pikmin.
And who better to show us through a Pikmin game than my man Corey? So Corey and I are going to take you through a little bit of
Pikmin's
the
a very underrated
main
franchise and
adventure story
first
mode,
Switch
if you
Pikmin
will,
game.
and we'll sprinkle a couple of new things along the way. So Corey, you want to kick us off?
I'm not going to talk over all the dialogue.
Thank you.
'cause
It
it's
is
too
my
much.
pleasure to talk anything Pikmin related. As you mentioned, JC, we are showing Pikmin 3 Deluxe today, and
So there's
right
a
now
mini
we're
map,
in
which is
story
new.
mode, probably about 5 minutes
And the
into
hints
story,
thing.
past the introduction, tutorial, cutscenes, etc.
Because it doesn't have the Wii U
And
gamepad
I'm
anymore, so it has to
controlling one of the
compensate for things.
explorers
So
named Alf here.
it puts the map on the screen instead of the gamepad.
Generally, what the story is three Alf and two explorer companions of his
Just exploring things.
crash land
It's
on
like
this
one of the
alien
first
planet
planets,
and
and like
find themselves in
all
need
days are timed. You
of,
find
kind of,
Pikmin, use Pikmin to
getting
kill
back together
enemies,
again, finding
use the
other
corpses as enemies
explorers,
to make
but
more
also
Pikmin. So
finding food for
it's
their
pretty grim
planet.
in that way, but it's
And they
fun.
meet these
It's like a
Pikmin
mini
creatures
army
on the
simulator.
planet,
That's what
which
Pikmin
are
is.
Adorable plant-like creatures we can see here that are very curious. They're very loyal, and you'll be using them throughout your adventure. So I just called a few red Pikmin.
It looks
out of
very much the
base
same
here.
to the Wii U one, but it has the
And
mini
you
map.
notice I'm
It
skipping
has a little
few
hints
of
thing.
the,
So
kind of prompts. I'm going to be doing that a little bit throughout this, just in order to.
Will I
keep
play
the
Pikmin
flow
3
going,
Deluxe? I
as
will.
well as
I'll
not
be
just
streaming it on
spoil
my
the
Twitch
game
channel,
for,
so
for everyone as well. So
like the full
um,
game when it comes
but
out, and that's
as I
October
move my
30th.
left
So we're
stick
just a couple weeks away.
around, you're able to see that I control my explorer, and the left stick also controls this red cursor as well. So if I'm all the way out of range, it also moves the explorer. If I push the A button where the cursor is located, you'll toss a Pikmin to that
So you use the
location.
analog stick to move the cursor instead of the
If
touch.
you toss a Pikmin near something like this flower pellet over here, you'll see that the Pikmin automatically starts to carry it back to his base, which is called an onion, and we're going to see some sprouts pop out of the top there and then go into the ground, which is the way Pikmin propagate. So if you want to get more Pikmin on your squad, you just want to bring things back to their base and then pluck the new Pikmin out of the ground.
Pretty simple
I've
stuff.
been using the control stick to control thus
Yeah, so
far,
pellets,
the
enemies,
cursor.
things like
What I'm
that.
going to do now briefly is just pause the game.
Okay,
and
so this is
switch
new.
over to motion
A lot of new
control,
gyro.
to control the cursor.
Okay,
just because
so this
that's
is
a
this is what I
personal
was curious
preference
about.
of
Like,
mine
obviously you can use stick
that,
control, but how
I
does
started to
gyro
like a
play
lot
into it?
more, on the Wii U release, but it is totally optional for player preference on how to control the pointer.
Okay, so it doesn't have point
that
control
red
like
pointer where you see
Wiimote did.
23
Doesn't
is
have
now
touch
being
control like a Wii U
controlled with just a
gamepad.
little
So
bit of motion
the gyro would
control.
make sense.
So,
Seems to be pretty smooth, but
story-wise, we are trying to
I'll test it
reunite
out.
with our fellow explorer, Brittany. And if I pause the game using the minus button, we can see that there's sort of a radar being
looks pretty similar.
pulsating over here across the water. So it looks like I need to somehow cross the water to reach
I mean,
Brittany. But
Pikmin don't like water.
if
Yeah.
I try to take the direct
It's also
approach
like-
and just go through the water,
Yeah, it'll probably
we're
look better
finding
like
out
on the
that
actual
game,
Switch.
tells
When
us that
Nintendo
red
streams a game, like
Pikmin,
it just lower quality, which just
are not
makes
able
sense
to go
because
in
it's
the
a stream.
water.
And
Water is
streams
lethal to them.
bumped down the quality. So right now it looks like the
fortunately,
Wii U
I can use my
game,
whistle
but like it
with
does
the
look
B
better from like
button
the trailers that they showed
and
off.
whistled all
Like
of
the
my
two
Pikmin
mini
back
ones.
to land.
So
Because the Pikmin are so helpful throughout
you know you
my
want to Age of
adventures,
Calamity, so
really
you
do
start
go
at the
a
second
long
half. I
time.
mean
You
that
do
makes
not
sense.
want
These always
to,
have bigger
lose
announcements
even
for the
one.
last, which is okay.
But
Because
there's a
honestly,
little
personally, this is
creature
one of
over
the
here
first
that wants
times
a
in a
lunch
direct
too,
I'm equally
yeah, it looks
excited
like
for both the main
yeah.
event and
These
the pre
yellow,
stuff. So
yellow things that you'll come across.
Technically more
are
Age of Calamity
memos,
because this
which
stuff I
can
can't
often
already
give
know
you a
because the
brief
remake,
hint
but like
on
still,
how to,
I
to go
like the
about
game's
your adventure
adorable.
here.
Like look
So
at this.
it
The
recommends
little
you
bulboard
tossing a
just as
Pikmin
he's
on the back of
waddling
that
and he
creature,
just gets
which
mauled
if I toss
by
a couple
Pikmin.
more, we'll be able to carry that creature back.
Pretty
to
sure there's a
base to
Pikmin
pick
ROM
up
like
Pikmin
on the Wii U
ROM.
emulator, but just
I actually
you probably
tossed some
could. I don't
Pikmin
know.
on this.
It's just cool that
these
they're
bridge
remaking it with
tiles
a
as
lot more
well,
content.
Because what we're able to see is even though I can't
I love this
cross
game though.
the water yet, if I collect enough bridge tiles with my Pikmin,
And yeah, there's
they'll
like a
be able to
battle mode.
build
It's like
this
bingo
bridge,
battle. So you like
while
compete
they are
against a
bringing
friend
those
to
tiles to
find
the
certain
bridge,
resources
I can
and battle
see
each
that there's
other.
A few more bridge
So,
pieces
I love that.
across this wall, but I need to break down that wall. So
Yeah, so this is
if
like pretty
toss a
simple, I
couple
guess.
Pikmin at the wall, they'll
I don't want to
start
talk about
breaking
too much of the
down,
important stuff, but he's
but they'll
literally
go
like
pretty slowly,
treating this
so
like a
if I
tutorial
wanna
right
speed
now.
up the process,
So
we
the
throw more
concept's pretty
Pikmin
simple. Like you just have Pikmin, they do work
Yeah.
for you. You can assign their tasks, split up
And
their labor. You multiply
meanwhile,
them.
we still
you
have
have
our
some build a
Pikmin
bridge,
collecting
have some
these
turn on a wall.
tiles. Looks
They'll
like,
bring back for you, like
my
one of the
Pikmin
main
also
objectives is
brought
to get
back
fruits
that
in this
carcass
game
from the
because
small
fruits
little
extend the amount of
creature,
days
so
you
we
can
were
stay
able
on
to get more
planets.
Pikmin.
Because every day is timed because you have like a
We'll
time
throw
meter
these
up
new
top.
Pikmin at
So
the wall to make
that's
it
your
go
goal.
even
Also finding
faster.
new Pikmin types can do other things. So there's these guys. There's like rock Pikmin that can
You know,
shatter
this whole thing
glass.
about
There's yellow
Pikmin,
Pikmin
I
that
do
can
wanna
survive
talk a bit more
electricity.
about that 'cause I
So
think it's really
it's really cool. It's literally a
you know,
mini
these
army
Pikmin,
simulator,
think
and I
about
find
it.
that
You pluck
awesome.
'em out
And
of
it's
the
also
ground.
just really cute.
Big
and
eyes, they're still trying
fun.
to figure out the
So
world, and they're kind of
it has a
relying
lighthearted
on
element, but
telling
also
what
it
to
has a
do.
very
So, as
arcadish
you can
feel
tell,
because
all
like all
these
your days are
Pikmin have,
timed,
like, a
and
single
it's kind of about
focus
managing your
to tell them what
days
to do.
as well as
And,
possible.
You know, from their perspective, it's like, okay,
I feel
well,
like I
have to follow
explained
this-
a lot more than he
this-
did
this
in like this whole
thing, this living
presentation,
thing
but
that's telling me what to do, right?
yeah, it is kind of
but at the
gruesome
same
because like
time,
you'll encounter
you know,
enemies that
it's
just
kind of
bite
curious
off like
about
10
you.
Pikmin
Open
at
eyes,
once. Like
full
they'll
of
just
wonder,
munch
you
on
know,
your whole squad and
it's
just like
kind of
swallow
relying
10
on
of them
you to
whole.
kind of help
So
help
you
it.
can lose Pikmin very fast
And
if you're
so
not careful.
I feel kind of bad
it looks
'cause, you
cute,
know,
but don't
at
let it
times
fool you
may encounter
sometimes.
some
Like I
enemies
swear,
and Pikmin may,
this game can be responsible for nightmares.
What's the word? Die.
This is like
And,
easy because
that
this is like the
sound
first
is
like half hour
absolutely
of the game.
heartrending, and
So
I do not wish that on anyone.
yeah,
However,
Pikmin can just get
if you
obliterated in this
put
game.
Pikmin
Like
in a
it's
bad
it's
situation,
brutal.
It's kind of your fault. It's
So,
not theirs.
like that
so
guy,
take care of Pikmin. That's the,
A squad like that can probably
That's the
take him down if you're
That's right.
tactful.
And I had to go back
but he
and
can also
collect
eat a
them.
lot.
As you
So
mentioned, they were single-minded. So once they're done with the task, they kind of just wait for their next order. So you're constantly needing to whistle to get their attention whenever they complete their tasks.
pretty simple. I'm just waiting for them to show off the new
We're
stuff.
coming
Really.
up
Like they
against
kind of show off some of the
our
new
second
HUD
creature
stuff,
of
so
the
it's
game here,
different.
which is a larger version
But
of that bulboard we saw.
yeah,
that
those are the
creature.
big guys.
And
Well, I mean, there's even bigger ones
I
and
creep
there's
around
deadlier
here
ones, but
before
that's like the
waking them up,
easiest of
I
the
did
bigger
want to point
guys, I
out
guess.
Another one of the fun features of the game, which is the in-game camera. At any time, you can push the minus
yeah.
button to pause. and,
There's a camera too.
kinda
I
just,
love this.
See the world from your explorer's eyes, which is that pint size.
And then the little
view.
Pikmin.
So
You
we've
can take
got,
pictures
this
and
Pikmin's just looking at me waiting for his next door.
oh my god, that's
buddy.
adorable.
But it's a fun way to take pictures on your journey.
Oh, is there achievements?
As well as almost feel like you're kind of on.
Wait,
this
that
nature
looked like an
safari.
achievement.
Um,
Did they add
while
achievements to this game?
enemy
If
is
so,
sleeping,
that's actually
instead
kind of cool.
tossing my
I feel like
Pikmin
that'll
one at
just
a
kind of
time,
give a
I'm gonna
little
use a different
element
feature, which is
of
called
wanting to
charge,
like
which
do
if you
completion
lock
stuff
on and
more.
press the X button,
That's
will
really
send them
cool. Nintendo should do more
all of your
achievements. I like
Pikmin
that,
squad,
especially with more arcade games
at
like
the
this.
creature or
So
object at once.
for games like Breath of the Wild and stuff,
that
like
can be very
not
useful if
really
you've got a
for like
large
full adventure,
squad
but like
you're
games that have
wanting
more of the
to
arcade feel like this.
take an order all at
I think
one
that's
time,
perfect.
so,
Okay,
you can
if that's
use
what I
that
saw was,
on
and
the,
yeah.
walls
What's
as
the goal
well,
of this
for
game?
example.
So it does have a main
And you
storyline
mentioned
where you
that
like
just used that
reunite
feature
with
a couple times. I do wanna
other
point that out, 'cause I really,
humans,
really like that feature, which is
well, your
the
other
add-on feature.
fellow
If
space
you're
explorers, I
familiar
should
with the
say,
Pikmin games,
and you have to find
you'll
certain
kind of
objects that
remember
eventually
there
lead you
was no
to
lock-on feature. You had to kind of
an
play
end
the
goal
game
to get off the
do it,
planet.
but by tapping the ZR
And
button
also you're
a
trying to get
couple
fruits
times, you can
because
cycle through
you get
targetable
fruits
items.
because the whole thing is you're trying to bring
So it can
seeds
make
back to
kind
your
of
home
tossing
planet
and
because they're
moving your
starving or something
explorer
like
a
that.
lot
So
faster, just
fruits are
by
one of the
kind
main
of
objectives. Also like
hot
weird
swapping
items
between
and finding
different,
people.
lock-on targets. So I really dig that.
But
and I think the
ultimately, yeah,
cycling through
you're
the
gonna need
different,
Pikmin to do that. You're gonna need to battle a lot of
objects
stuff.
and
You're gonna need to
enemies is
explore a lot of
thing
stuff,
that really
find
helps me
secrets.
when there are multiple
And like there's like multiple different levels of the
objects where
game
you're in a tight space. So
in different little zones.
We're coming across Brittany. We're getting a little bit closer to her. We are seeing that fortunately she's okay.
Yeah.
The
It's like a very
crash
slow
landing
tutorial. Like if you
just,
played the
you
Wii
know,
version,
maybe
there's
take a
almost
little bit of
nothing
a
new
nap
here.
if she needs
But it's like
to be
interesting.
rescued now. She's kind of still trapped in here.
I'm just glad it's finally on the Switch because like I was afraid Pikmin was just gonna
Like that
die for a
language
while,
speaking.
and like it's cool.
Yeah, the explorers do speak a different language, so fortunately we as the players can see the subtitles there. Very cute
Have their own language.
language.
Hmm.
All right, so Brittany noticed that there was some fruit nearby, which we will see just as we round the corner. A
Everyone's
strawberry.
saying, people are saying
which
Pikmin's
looks
dumb in
much
chat. I'm just like,
larger
it's
in
a lot
this
of fun.
world
I
to
mean, I
us
guess different
because
opinions, and like,
we as the
well,
explorers,
technically I do
Pikmin
Zelda stuff
are
on the
so
channel,
tiny.
so I understand why not everyone's interested in the Pikmin
And,
stuff. I just happen to be a fan of both because like
Explorer
the
cannot
three
jump, the only
Nintendo
way
franchises
to reach
that I
this
love the
item
most. Well,
is
Zelda on
actually
top,
by
then Mario,
tossing
then Pikmin. So like
near the
it's
strawberry.
cool that we
So,
got
you see that number 3
this.
on the bottom.
And like we haven't gotten
that
like this game
indicates
came out in
that the,
2013, so at least we're
minimum
getting
number of
something Pikmin
required to
related.
move
Like
the object is 3,
hopefully a
but
new
you
game
can throw a
sometime.
few more if
So
you
I don't
want
know.
the object to move a little bit faster. And they will know
Very realistic
instinctively
strawberry.
if
Yeah,
they
everything's
bring that
well. The thing
back
is,
to
this
the
game
base. So
apparently
I
takes
can
place on
leave
like an
them
alternate
alone
Earth,
and
but you're like you're a
they'll
lot
get it back
smaller.
there.
So there's going to be a lot of realistic stuff. So all
we're
the
trying
fruits
to
are like
continue on and
human
rescue
fruits, like they're
Brittany.
strawberries,
We need to get past this
apples,
wall,
grapes,
but we're finding
peaches,
that
maybe I
this
think I don't know,
wall, red
watermelons,
Pikmin
things
can't
like
move
that, and they're all
down.
like to the
And
same size,
so
but you're
another
just
new
very
feature,
small.
that I wanted to showcase
kind of funny,
here
so.
is these optional hints that have been added. So
If people look
if
at the
a
game, never
newer
give it a chance.
player,
I understand. Like,
you know,
I mean,
got
some people
stuck
played
or
it, they
just
just didn't
wanted
like
to
it,
know
and
what to do
I
next,
understand
you
that
can
too
push
because it looks one
up
way, but it kind of
on
feels
the
and plays
plus
differently.
control pad, and that's going to
so-
show some hints.
Okay,
And
there
then
is
even
achievements, and I think that's
additions,
really
some
cool.
arrows on the ground,
And like
just to
the
let you
UI
know
is
where
really
to
nice
go.
in this
So
game too.
it's
I added a
guiding
few
me
more
to a
elements because
nearby
there's no
cave here
gamepad.
to
You know, there's always been help.
maybe
Okay.
find what we need to progress the story.
And at the top of the screen, you'll notice that kind of
There's a
sun
little
meter.
help mode.
Kind of
I guess there's
crawling
gonna be a
across
lot of
from
other
left to right across the
unnecessary
top of the
assist. I'll
screen.
just turn off.
And that kind of indicates how much
I
time.
literally was just
you know,
playing this
Corey
game
has to
like
get through
a
his
month ago
tasks,
because it's like
as well.
it's too
Let's just say
fun.
nighttime is not.
I've beaten the
very
main
nice
story like at least 3
Pikmin.
times. Like
You
that's how
wanna
much I
make sure
love
you
this
get
game.
them out of there before sundown.
Because like what's cool
And,
about it is
you
that
know, that actually ties into
it's a
the
game
games
that
also. So if
yeah,
this is
it's
the
like
first
more
time for you,
linear style game with like the
playing
main quest,
game, you
although
really
it's
just wanna
very
make the
open at
most
the
out
same
of your day,
time.
you want something, you know, some kind of hint, feel
It's
free
all
to
about
use
managing
them
your
and
day.
just,
So technically, the more
it'll
you know
help
about
kind
the
of
game,
explore
you can beat
different
the days
ways and
faster. You can
different
speed run the game.
methods
So
that
it's like a
you weren't aware
perfect
of
speed
yet,
running
so
game because like
definitely use it.
And
the whole like thing is
after
how many
defeating
days
this
can you
enemy,
beat the
we
entire main
discovered that
story
there was
and get all
some
like
new
the
type
fruits and
of
stuff.
Pikmin
Like
that were
you
actually
can always like
inside
beat your
that
records
creature.
just by knowing how
These
to
are
manage your
rock
time better.
Pikmin.
And later in the game, when you have
And,
more people in your squad, you can have up to
didn't go into
3.
detail
You can
earlier,
actually
but
switch
each
between
Pikmin
3 and give
type will
orders
have
to those
their
people
own
to do
specialty.
things like
So we're learning here
you know,
that
take a squad
rock
of Pikmin to the other side of the
have
map
the
while you're
ability
actually
to
doing something,
break
and you can
some
automate
hard
certain tasks, and it's
crystals
really
or
cool
glass,
because the game literally
which red
becomes like
Pikmin would not.
a time management simulator, but like in
later
a good
on,
way,
you'll
where
see
like
that
you're just
blue
trying to
Pikmin are the
complete
only
multiple
Pikmin that can
objectives
go
and
in the water.
all within a time limit, and then after your first playthrough, it's really fun to speedrun. So I love it.
So, all right.
And yes, rock
So
Pikmin
now
are
that
the
we've
best.
got that
They're my
enemy
favorite.
defeated, I would like
So like
to
these, you take a rock
basically
Pikmin,
sprout
and they have their
a
own
few
onion.
more rock Pikmin. So
Take a
I'm gonna
defeated
ask
enemy,
those rock
get
Pikmin
sucked up.
to bring it back to the onion, and we
There
will
we go.
pluck some more rock Pikmin out before we continue our adventure.
And hey Viv,
Again,
fun
one of
stuff. I
those
hope I'm having fun. I am
memos
having
that pop
fun.
up,
I
letting
have
you
more
know
Pikmin news, and I love
little game
Pikmin,
tip.
so it's always a
I
fun
love
time.
the adorable
But
kind
hey,
of 2D artwork
thanks
on
for
those
stopping
as
in.
well. All right.
You don't know
so
if you
we've
should
got our
pre-order
rock
Mario 3D
Pikmin,
World
we've
or
got our
Pikmin
red
3
Pikmin.
Deluxe.
I feel
Both
confident
fantastic
we can
games.
head
Obviously,
down
both
this
Wii U
cave
games.
now.
This game's gonna have more content.
Reorient myself
Mario
here.
3D World's gonna have more content. I'm getting both. Mario 3D World comes out in February, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there's that Bowser's Fury expansion, which is probably like another
Wall
big
that we
world.
could not break down
Very excited
earlier.
for that,
Again,
and there's
if
more
I
stuff for this
try
too.
to throw red Pikmin, we'll see that nothing really happens.
Yeah.
But if I push the L button, I swap between Pikmin.
Also, this
types
is why I'm using
and
this
now
layout,
throw
just to let you know.
rocks,
Usually when I
Pikmin,
stream, I'm on the
and we're
right
seeing
side,
them
but that's
break
just
down
for
the wall.
Breath of the Wild stuff. Like for most of the streams, I do
Using
do
my
stuff on the
whistle
left, but that's
to
also because
gather my
most HUD
Pikmin
elements
back.
are on the right, and I don't want to cover them up. So
Brittany,
literally the only thing I'm covering up is
I
the
know
guy's
you
health
found
bar,
you.
which is
Let's
almost never an
get
issue in
out
this
of there.
game because
break down
most
this
enemies only
glass
attack your
wall as
Pikmin and
well.
not you. So, but yeah, you'll see there's like the mini map and everything on the right. My excitement with Pikmin's contagious. I know because it's just such a cute game. Why did they change how the
Super
walls look?
happy
I don't.
to no longer be confined.
I don't think they did. Did they?
So now that they've reunited here, I'm able
Just different
to
color?
use both Brittany and
Is it a
Alf
little
at the
bit
same
lighter? I don't
time.
know. I have a hard time like
And
thinking of
the
that stuff.
first kind of,
'Cause, yeah, I
way
don't-
that,
were
you
the
know,
screws
game
always
will
there?
teach you, it's not just for, I guess, aesthetics that you can have multiple party members, but it actually comes in handy from a
Your health
strategy
bar is just to
perspective. So
convince you not to
having
play dumb.
Brittany,
Exactly.
you can
Just don't
toss her over
walk
a
into enemy
gap,
paths, which is
toss
kind
her
of
some
impossible because
Pikmin,
like most enemies don't
and
attack thank you.
At any
they
moment,
just wanna
while
eat
you're
your Pikmin,
playing, you can
'cause
push
snack,
the Y
so-
button and skip, switch to Brittany.
Oh,
And
it's a
then we're gonna
D-pad thing
see
now
that
to switch
she's
captains.
able to,
It
since she's
used to be
on
like a
higher
single button
elevation,
press.
throw
I
some
think it was
Pikmin
pressing
up to
minus
reach
or
that
whatever,
limit.
but that's probably safe for other things
And
now.
if I were on a lower elevation,
The
I'm gonna
directs,
whistle really
they
quickly
never
to
announced
get
the
this
length,
lemon
so
down.
they could be 2 hours, they could
we
be
would see
an
that
hour.
if I tried
I
to
don't
throw
know.
red Pikmin
But
at
I'm going to be here
5,
the
it
whole
would not
time,
be
and we'll
able
talk
to
for a little
reach
bit
that high.
afterwards,
So,
and then take
there
a
are
couple hour
points
break,
throughout
and
the
then
game where you
we'll be
will
streaming
need
at
to
7 p.m. Eastern
split up
tonight,
your squad
6 p.m.
and
Central.
maybe throw one over a
We're doing
gap
Breath
or
of the
over
Wild,
water.
and we're going to be streaming
But
our Hyrule
since,
Castle raid stream.
since
So
we
on
do
our
have two
100% file, we
explorers
have
now
never
in the game,
touched
both
Hyrule
Alpha and
Castle yet, so
Brittany,
we're going to do that all
JC, I
tonight,
thought
and
it
it's going to
could
be a
good
lot of
time
fun.
to,
So
for you
I'm
to
excited.
hop in,
We stream every
since,
Wednesday, Breath of
with
the Wild.
Pikmin 3
So
Deluxe, it is the first time that 2 people can
Monster Hunter
play
1 was around
the
30
story
minutes?
mode
Okay.
together. At any time, you
And do
can
I
just
prefer
pause,
Animal
go to
Crossing or
co-op,
Pikmin?
and, JC, you wanna
Pikmin
hop
for
in?
sure. Animal
Absolutely.
Crossing, I've only played the new one. I thought it was fun.
So we'll
It's a bit
see the
grindy and some
screen
things just
now
take forever,
becomes
but
split.
Pikmin's a
With me
completely
on the
different game. I
left,
love it.
JC on the right.
But yeah,
JC
so
doesn't have
2-player,
any
that's
Pikmin
new.
right now, so we
Uh,
can't
That
really
this
tell
was
much on
not
his own.
in the
So,
original.
I'm gonna
So you
throw
can
some
literally
red
play
Pikmin
vertical
your way,
split screen
and you'll just
2-player.
have to
It's not
whistle at
online,
them, and they'll be in your party.
but I love this. Like you could do it for the mission
And I'm
modes
gonna
and like the
keep
battle modes,
charge
but
of
like
these
not
rock
the main
Pikmin.
story.
Let's just keep making
So
our way
I am very
forward.
excited.
There's some creatures up here that are carrying crystals.
So, yeah.
Which, can be a little dangerous to the red Pikmin. So let me take these guys out.
Obviously, every
before
enemy
the
has
red
weaknesses. They can
Pikmin
shatter the crystals, and
comes in.
the
Alright,
rocks are
Appreciate
very
that.
powerful.
They're
Like they have
gone.
that just one hit sort of thing.
I'll take these bridge tiles over
Where just
here.
one hit has a lot of impact
There's
damage,
yeah,
but
there's a bridge. I'll
To the
tuck in this.
contrary,
Okay.
they're not like red
There
Pikmin
is
where
a
they
bridge
can
we
just claw
found,
into an object and
and
keep hitting it with
JC's
their
gonna
head.
get
Like
one
they'll
side.
smack into something, and they'll take a
Found some
long
bridge
recharge
tiles on
from
the
the smack
left
gun.
that
So
need
they're heavy hitters, they're slower.
to be
They
carried
can
back,
break
but it
crystal.
was in a sort of
And also, they don't
crystal,
have
so I
certain
used my rock
resistances, like
Pikmin
fire
there.
or
And we're
red
kinda
Pikmin
seeing
are
some
resistant to
teamwork
fire,
here.
for
JC
example.
is using his
and there's like
squad
other
to do a
things like
different
that.
task than me, which is yeah. Again, we're making the most of our time, and it's fun
Okay.
working together. So I'm gonna. Looks like I've got 7 more bridge tiles to go, and we will have this bridge completed. Come on.
I just love it. They're just like they're like little worker ants. Like that's kind of like the whole thing. Like they're just worker ants pretty much.
And I did time that appropriately to make sure that I wanted the red one.
What do I think of Genshin Impact? I didn't play it.
Like
Honestly, I'm not
more
a huge fan of anime games.
So our bridge
And like
should
I
be
just kind of
done
looked at
now
stuff and it just
almost.
like
Looks like they've got it.
it's
Final
like
pieces in
okay,
place,
they took a lot of
and
mechanics from
There
Breath
we
of
go.
the Wild, but just because you
So
take the
now
mechanics
we've got
doesn't
the
guarantee
bridge.
it
I'm
being
just gonna
good. Like
whistle
just
to
by
make
looking
sure
at the
I've got
whole
all
like
the,
world gameplay,
kinda
like
idle
yeah, it has like a lot of those cool
Pikmin
mechanical elements of Breath of the
and
Wild, but none of
actually
that charm.
Taking
Like
some.
Yeah,
when I
okay,
explore
good.
like
You threw
through
some
Breath of the Wild
Pikmin
and
on
Hyrule,
some
like I feel like I'm a
enemies
part of that
and
world.
some,
When
yeah.
I see someone play Genshin Impact, I
Some
literally feel
pellets
like
that you
just
can bring back.
an
And as
anime
we make
character
our
and just
way
a very
back,
generic looking map
you're gonna
with a
notice
bunch
that
of
we're
cool
actually back
mechanics to
where we
make it
started.
feel cool,
So
but
we
it doesn't
built
make
a
you feel
bridge,
immersed.
sort of a shortcut
And for that
back
reason,
to
I
the
understand why
starting
people
point.
say it's a Breath of the Wild clone.
I'll go
Because he
ahead and
just
grab these
took
red
some of the
Pikmin.
cool
They're just
bit elements
standing
without
there,
keeping any of that
and
charm. So
we're finding a new
and plus,
wall
like
that
the
we
combat
couldn't
system just
actually break
looks
down
pretty
earlier
generic.
when we first started.
So yeah,
since
I
found
understand the
rock
criticisms
Pikmin,
behind the game, and it's just
I'm
like
going to throw them at this
it's also
wall.
free to play. It's pay to win. You know, it's just like it's okay. I don't like that in open world games. Sorry.
And we didn't talk too much about this earlier, but any piece of fruit that you saw,
Person
we
the story is
talked about
interesting,
strawberry
so
earlier,
don't know anything about
you'll
it.
wanna
Can't
bring
compare
that
that
back to your
aspect.
base. And
Yeah, from just
the
what
more
I
fruit
see,
you
from
collect, the more
I watched
days
a
you're
lot of
gonna
stuff
be
on it
able
because I was
to
curious. You
explore
know,
this
a lot of people in the
world.
Breath of the
So,
Wild community talk
that's
about
how
it,
fruit,
and me
plays a
personally
role
just like
in the
no.
game's story
Sorry.
mode. Brittany here is noticing.
One thing it
that
did do
we
got a
got
lot of
new,
people into Breath of the Wild because they're like, wow,
kind of
this game's pretty
detection
fun, but there's an
from
even better game
elsewhere
out there
map,
on the Switch. So
she's
if anything,
recommending
Genshin
you go
Impact is
check
the
it
best
out.
Breath of the Wild promo we've ever had, like this year. So
There's another tip
props to
letting
that.
us know
So
that
as a
red
Zelda fan,
Pikmin
that's
are
always
fire
awesome.
resistant.
But like, yeah, it definitely is a clone, and they ripped off a lot,
Looks so
which is
defiant in the face of
okay.
fire.
Like
Yeah,
obviously
I just kinda
inspired,
enjoy
but
it.
there's just so
Okay,
many
I'm gonna
things
check
from
out this,
literally the climbing,
this
a lot
enemy.
of cooking
creatures
elements,
here,
paragliding,
and-
just a lot of things in general.
Oh, and I did not listen to that
I
warning.
totally get why
but,
people say that.
My rock Pikmin's lit up like a birthday candle, and he's freaking out.
Croton's
Similar to
Pikmin 4.
if they're drowning. As
Love
long as
that.
you whistle at a Pikmin in peril, as long as it's in time, they'll come
Okay.
running back to you, and they'll be okay. Here it's just letting us know that we found some bridge materials,
There
but
we
this
go.
time it's on the
So-
opposite side of the water. So
Yeah, a lot of times
there's
you have to
gonna be a
work with
little
your
bit
companion to
more
like throw them across the river, for an
complications in
example.
order
Like
to
if
get those
you
bridge pieces.
can't do stuff on one side of the river, you throw your companion across, throw some Pikmin across,
I
control
also
that
have some red
companion.
Pikmin in my
So
party, so rather than continuing to burn my rock Pikmin, I'm gonna.
how does this work with
use-
two-player then? Because in single player you
red
could always
Pikmin
just
as
chuck
well.
your friend
Oh,
across, but like,
Thank you, teamwork.
I got you.
Nice.
well, you would have to like
All right,
make them
so
in your squad.
These enemies have been felled. All right.
So I want to see how this works
at
with
this point,
two-player.
There is the bridge that we cannot cross on the left.
So to throw your friend over
Um,
somehow.
JC, if you kind of come up to where I'm at,
Mhm.
I'm going to hold down the Y button, which will allow you to join my party. and
Oh,
then
so
I
you
can
have have to
toss you
disconnect.
over
That's
the
kind of what I
water.
thought, but it's definitely kind
I
of jarring
can
for a two-player game.
also
Like,
throw
oh yeah,
some
disconnect your
rock
controller so I
pitching
can do
over to
this.
you.
But
I
that's just how it
think
has
you're
to
gonna
be
need
if they want to
some
add something like
rock
this.
and some red.
Because this game was not,
Thank
or
you.
the main story was not meant to run two-player.
And
But
some
you know,
Pikmin
while you
bridges.
work on
it
that
still
bridge,
works. And
I'll
if
just
you
go
ever
up.
needed that, then you can. So,
Ooh,
and
yes,
it just seems to
fun.
be a button press, so that's always fine.
Oh, nice. You used the charge feature. Well
Yes, the
done.
game is very aesthetically pleasing.
Um,
So,
while you're doing
I
that,
totally
I'm just
get
gonna have
that.
a little bit of fun. And one of my other favorite features of the game, we showed it a little bit earlier, but that camera, I really like it. From that pint-sized perspective,
Like,
there's our enemy we just
It's like the whole
defeated,
thing.
but
I don't know. When it
you
comes
can
to
also see some Pikmin
like
hanging out.
Breath of the Wild Genshin Impact, it's like
Do some autofocus.
I just don't like the
Oh
whole
wow, they are just
pay to
waiting
win
for you
aspect.
get your
It's just
job
like,
done,
yeah, they
lounging.
could have a game like that, but it doesn't
They
feel
need
full
direction,
unless
they need
I'm
guidance, they
dumping
need love and
whatever
support
amount of
and all
money
the
into
other
it.
things.
And people said it doesn't start till later, but that's just how a lot of
Okay.
I just have a lot of
Back to
strong
work.
things against pay to win
Yes.
games whenever
Okay.
it tries to be incorporated
Yeah, I
with
think my
like
books are done on my
open
side,
world
so
games
we're
and stuff
good.
like that. So
Actually, the one other the one other feature I
understand
wanted to
that.
showcase briefly is another new feature to
Some things
Pikmin
about
3
it,
Deluxe, which is
and
called the Piklopedia. And here,
Genshin Impact, it's like
any creatures
it's
that
its
you
own
come
thing,
across in
and
the game will get their own
took a lot of
entries,
inspiration from Breath
and
of the
you
Wild,
can,
but it just
once you
doesn't.
go in, you can tap on it.
They really
and
try to make
see
it too much
different
of a Breath of the
entries
Wild
from different
clone. So.
explorers in your party. So we've got.
And plus, I'm
Alf
just not a
here,
big fan of anime games,
who's
but that's like a
commenting
personal thing,
on
not a
this
gripe
dwarf
against it. So
Bulborb. Since we've got Brittany, we can see
I
her
understand
comments
that.
as
And I
well.
understand its appeal
There are
still.
spaces for 3 additional
yeah,
explorers notes.
the fact that some people say it's objectively better than Breath of the Wild.
To read about as well, but
No, not even close. I'm sorry.
Fascinating to come in.
Breath of the
because
Wild's
each
not cool
explorer
because you
has
can
their own
climb
take
and you can parry
on
It's
how
cool
they
because
talk
how
about
those things are
these
integrated with the
creatures
world
and
and
all
how
that.
important it is and how interesting the
Uh,
world is. And
yeah, that is
if you have those mechanics in a
probably
very less
enough
interesting world and not
story
detailed
mode
around
for
those mechanics,
now.
it's just not as good.
Um,
And that's the
I'll go
same vibe I
ahead
get from
and pause
Genshin
the
Impact.
game,
So.
and let's switch over to another.
Love how we're
brand
talking about
feature
Genshin
to
Impact more than
3
Pikmin,
Deluxe
but also
called
it's just
Side
like kind of
Stories.
like first level footage.
These are
So
some elements where you'll be able to see what Captain Olimar and Louis got up to prior to the main story of Pikmin 3.
Mhm.
And I'm not just
before
going
I
off the
forget,
trailer.
Let's also talk about. I remember
just to
we
let you know,
mentioned the
so.
whole the sun kind of passing over, and they have a certain limited amount of time in the day. For those people, there's actually a much more difficult mode for you.
Mm.
So, you want to talk about that? Clark?
Yeah, there are 3 difficulty modes
Okay.
in story in Pikmin 3 Deluxe. There's normal, hard, and
Yeah,
there
so
is
they
even
added a hard mode, which is
ultra
cool.
spicy difficulty setting, which gives you only 60 Pikmin can be in the field at once, as well as some additional challenging elements. So for those that are familiar with Pikmin 3 or want a much bigger challenge, that'll be right up your alley. But yeah,
Side
for
stories.
now, let's
Okay, so
hop
this is
into
new.
a sneak
This is
peek
what I was
of
waiting
side
for.
Stories, which I mentioned.
Olimar's
feature
assignment.
Captain Olimar prior to the happenings of the main story.
Oh,
And
this
we're
it's
gonna
like a
see
prequel to the
Olimar
game
here
because the whole point of the
facing
game is supposed to find
camera.
these two
Sort of the
these
background
two
of this
explorers
is
that were big
Captain
in the first 2
Olimar,
Pikmin games.
The company he works for is in debt yet again, back on his home planet.
Games adding hard mode is
and
literally
his
the complete
boss
end
is
of you.
sending
This
him
can barely beat games in normal
looking for
mode.
treasure
I
to
get
help
that.
the
I mean, I
company
guess
get
for
out of
some
debt.
games it's kind of cool, like
Olimar
for some
is a
easier
very
games.
loyal
This game's kind of
worker,
like in the middle though. Like
and will
I'll
go
probably
to
start in hard
great
mode because
lengths
it's like
to make his
you know,
boss and employer
why
happy.
not?
So
I've played it before.
good for Olimar here. Of course, Captain Olimar
my
was
God.
in Pikmin
Trial of the
1
Sword.
and the original Pikmin. And
You know,
Pikmin
even
2,
base Trial of the Sword is
as
very
well
tricky. So
as
like the fact
Louis,
that it's on
who was
master
his
mode
partner
makes
in
things
Pikmin
absolutely
2,
hell,
maybe
and
a
I
little
still
bit
story
less
with it so much.
competent than Captain Olimar, who
Less
you can see here,
competent.
but still.
Okay,
a
so I'm
very
guessing it's the
key
same
member
maps then.
Of
Maybe some new
Olimar's
terrains. That would be
team.
kind of cool.
Well, and he's got his charm. Louis got charm.
Yeah, no, Louis is great. We love Louis, but
Okay.
let's see here. All right, the
Yeah. Welcome to everyone in the stream, by the way.
objective of this mission is
over
actually gonna
200
be
people
different
watching. I
from
didn't
the
not even
story
know
mode
that.
we were
So
playing earlier,
welcome.
because now
The counter isn't on
the
my
goal
screen.
is just to collect as much treasure
But
as
thank
we
you for
can
tuning in. Hope you guys are
12
having a great
minutes.
time.
And
I
JC,
would like the
of
stream to
course,
help
we've got
out.
you in
We're at
your
150,
split
so
screen
maybe
right
200. That'd be
now,
awesome.
but for the moment,
thought
we'll
I'd
just
say that.
switch it back to solo play.
But yeah, it looks like
for simplicity, and I will.
Yeah,
I
so
still
it's the
do get to
same
control
world.
both explorers, so I can still get Olimar in my party. I can also call the yellow Pikmin.
There's Olimar
which
and
we're seeing
Louis.
for the first time in this demo over, and we'll see a little bit of this.
And there's like a time limit
so,
instead of like a day thing. So it's kind of like the collecting treasure mode.
If I
Looks
throw
like.
a red Pikmin at it, we'll see them get a little bit electrified, electrocuted.
Yeah. So
but
that's the yellow
the
stuff.
yellow Pikmin
You need yellow Pikmin to break it.
Are
Yeah, this is
immune.
coming on the Switch in a couple
They
weeks,
can be
October
thrown
30th.
at an
So
electric fence, and they can start destroying it. So we will leave Louis there to keep an eye on our yellow Pikmin, while we take our red Pikmin out into the rest of the map.
I ran out of water like an idiot.
We saw this creature a
So I could
second
just
ago,
become a
and we
friend.
learned that he's
Oh, well.
got kind of fire breathing, but knowing that we've got our red Pikmin with us, we're not worried about fire. So even if they get shaken off, which this enemy creature is doing, we can let's do some charging actually, Adam. There we go. And
Confidence,
done.
Corey. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm
since
probably gonna play with the
Pikmin were
gyroscope. I'll
nearby
see
when
what's the
he was
most
defeated,
comfortable
it
way.
was
Just analog or
automatically
gyro.
going to bring him
We'll
back,
figure it
which
out
I
though.
will let them do.
Blues.
We found some wild Pikmin and blue Pikmin.
October
in the
30th
wild
is also
here,
a
so
special
we'll just
YouTuber's
call
birthday.
them.
I wonder whose.
But before we,
It's not like this game
hop
comes out on
in
my
this
birthday or
water
anything.
here,
You know,
I'm gonna
definitely not.
Swap back to Louis to see what he's up to, and he's just
Oh my god.
plucking Pikmin.
I could treat
and
myself to
keeping
some
an eye on
Pikmin
those
throughout my
yellow
birthday. I
Pikmin.
love that because I love this game so much.
All right, let's take our blue Pikmin into the water. Again, blue Pikmin are the only Pikmin that can survive in the water. We found a creature in here that's a little bit hard to see, but he's under the water here. You can see that pie chart slowly starting to
Yeah, he calls it a pie chart.
disappear. And this number
I'm just kind of
5
chilling until Age of Calamity stuff
is
because like,
actually,
yeah, a
the
lot of this
amount
stuff's very
gold
tutorial-like, which I kind of
treasure,
figured for Pikmin, but it's also like,
gold,
okay.
nuggets here.
We're just cruising through it. I know most
As
people
the
here are for Age
Pikmin
of Calamity,
take
but that's okay.
This treasure back to the base, we're going to see in our upper left.
October birthday game,
the
yes. I mean,
currency
October
start
is the
to
most popular
increase,
month for
which are
birthdays,
Pokos,
so
which is the currency
I get that. There's going to be a lot of people.
home planet, so that is my objective.
Like
to bring back
October,
as much
November
treasure
kind
as
of
we can.
era.
Looks like the yellow fence is almost done, but not quite, so we will... oh, we lost some Pikmin.
Okay,
somewhere.
so
What
it looks like
happened?
the...
Oh, no!
Oh, nice. The
That
electric dog.
sound,
I
Corey.
See, they just mauled 3
was
Pikmin.
not
Just
as
ate them
smart
all.
as I could have been,
So.
and I lost some Pikmin because there are there's
So, yeah.
this
It's dark.
creature down here that is electric. That I believe either electrocuted my blue Pikmin or maybe ate them. But
Yeah.
maybe
Electrocuted or
broke
ate.
him out.
You can do
Never
whatever.
both, yeah. I can still throw blue Pikmin at him, but once he starts to generate
go.
electricity, you want to get
So
him
those
in.
are supposed to be like kind of like weird
alright.
hamster
I
things.
think
Like
we got
some
'em.
creatures are related
The
off
blue
Earth creatures,
Pikmin.
most
Alright,
aren't.
they're
So
bringing back.
that's
Great.
one of those weird ones. But yeah, the fruits are like all
Let's,
Earth stuff. Like you can see a
back
cherry.
here with them.
It's kind of off camera, goes
Actually,
to the left.
Louis
top of
got
a little
control
ledge.
of that, so I'm just going to take control of Olimar.
And the cherry's still bigger than
Maybe
you.
Olimar can
So
find some more
see,
Pikmin
or golden
on the
strawberry.
stage.
Is
You
that a
know, I also
strawberry?
noticed that you're walking by a couple
Yeah.
of different fruit and stuff like that, and I also want to point out the,
Pluck these.
the different ways.
So
you can
it looks like
think about a
the
map.
Olimar
Because,
Louis
you know,
side
from my
missions at the end
perspective,
are
if
just
you
kind of like
have a large
they're not like an
number
actual
of
side story. It's
Pikmin,
more
that
like just like
really is
mission
the
mode stuff,
defining
which is still
factor. How much
interesting.
you can
I was thinking it was going to be
craft
like a more
large piece of fruit or
you
a
know,
large item that
its
requires
own
a lot.
side
If it's
thing,
farther away from
different
your
worlds,
base,
but it's okay.
You're not only going to need to, you know, have the number to carry that item.
But it seems like
if
it's
you
more
find
story,
something
like
on the way
there's more of a
back, you're gonna
progression
need
to it in
help
the
too.
story.
Like,
So
if you want
that's
spurs of the
interesting.
moment just to go pick it up, you're going to need to also have enough Pikmin to pick up that item as well. So I always try to memorize.
The Nintendo chat's
like,
really toxic. Oh my
where
god. I'm
items
gonna see it on my
are, what
phones
what
and
did I see? Where did I
probably
pass
like,
it?
I don't
Is
want to see
there anything
Pikmin. I don't
else
see Age
on
of
the
Calamity.
route
I'm like,
that I could probably take the next time I come
let's
back.
see.
And so it also
Pikmin is cool, but the
creates a really
presentation just
interesting
bores you. I
kind
mean, I understand. It's definitely
of,
showing off some
playing
of the
mechanic where
lower
I'm kind of thinking
stuff.
about how could I
just
do
reading
this
through
better,
things right now.
Right? It's like I did it in this order last time.
Okay.
I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this map.
Literally
one more
asking
time.
for a proper direct,
And I
not
know
a
I can get
YouTube
more
gamers
out of it. I know I
walkthrough.
missed that.
I mean, I get
this,
that
so
too. With a thing
lots
like
of
this, like
replay
they
value
definitely
here.
could
And I
have
can already
condensed
tell
it
you
down.
replay value.
But
I've
like,
already made
it is also
multiple
beginner's tutorial because not many
mistakes
people
that
play
I
Pikmin
would
3.
not
Because like you have to
want
remember,
do,
the
such as
Wii U
losing
only
some
sold like
Pikmin
14
early,
million
so if I played
units,
this
and
again, it would've been things
the
I
Switch
would
is
do
at like
differently,
50,
but,
60. I don't know. It's
while I've
something
got
much
these
higher.
Pikmin going back, great.
So
I'm gonna switch back
it's
to
very
Louis
possible
here.
that there's 10 times the amount of people who's
Make
going to play
sure
this
that I'm
compared to the
always-
Wii U
I
one.
always want to
So
have
I
my
guess I
Pikmin
get it,
doing
but they could definitely be
something,
showing off cool shorter bursts
in
and let
this
people
mode,
figure
because
stuff out on
again,
their
you
own.
wanna create
But this is
that
what we
high
have for now, so
score,
we're just going to be chilling.
and get as much
That's why I'm getting
treasure
off
as you
topic
can.
too, because it's just like, okay,
So,
I get it.
alright, we've got
It's
this
repetitive gameplay. Well, repetitive to
It's
watch. If
going,
we're actually
and
immersed,
looks like
it's
these
different. But
Pikmin are still
literally
working
listening to a
on grapes.
tutorial, just like, yeah, I get that.
Keep an eye on them.
84 people watching Nintendo's thing.
Let's
That's
go
kind of
back
crazy.
to base because there might just be some idle Pikmin at base waiting for their next order, which there are.
Okay, yeah, a lot of negative
Take
stuff.
them out for their next adventure.
Okay,
Give them
I'll
purpose,
buy
Corey.
Pikmin 3. Now move on, please. Wow, some of these comments are
Pluck some more Pikmin. All right, while they're plucking.
co-op Pikmin. Yeah, some
while
people are
Pikmin
saying
being
stuff about the
plucked, it's
co-op
always
stuff,
a
which I
good
think is
idea to
neat,
switch to
and
your
I'm excited for.
explorer.
I don't know if I have anyone to play with,
Alright.
like when the game comes out, but like
Because,
maybe sometime we'll be able to
while they're being plucked, there's not really much else
use that feature a
those
bit.
guys can be doing. So,
So.
all right. Got another creature here whose weakness is actually on his back
Okay, looking
because he's
around.
got this shell on the front. Let's see if we can
It's me just kind of
charge.
looking at all the replies.
Let's
That
just,
didn't go as planned.
oh no, we didn't see that. No, let's just get away from that.
People keep talking about Point
man,
Curl in
not
the
all
chat.
Pikmin-
not all creatures are actually small.
I can't
though,
escape talking
even
about
though
him.
we bailed
Apparently
out
he
of that
probably popped
battle.
in.
In that that
missed
creature
it.
was quite small. There are some creatures that are
Oh, they're just reading
much
stuff 'cause
more
I'm just like, yeah.
intimidating and large.
But yeah.
that you'll come across.
Those guys are big,
This
and
one
the
included,
weak points are
which,
center.
yeah, let's,
you can attack up their legs, but I guess one of the pro tips is if you attack
I've
straight up
collected
by going under them, you can just attack the weak point
327,
right away.
Pokos or gold
And
so
although they will
far.
shake you off
This
pretty
is
soon,
probably
you
a
can get some good
point
damage.
to end for now. I don't want to spoil too much of these side stories.
Says he doesn't want to spoil too much. So
But yeah.
okay, so basic info. So there's a lot more stuff. There's
end here
achievements,
for
which
now, but
I'm
we've got
definitely
one
achievement
more
hunting.
mode
I'm
that
like
we wanted
totally
to
100%ing,
showcase,
like I did with the
which
original
is
Pikmin 3.
completely
So
different from anything we've shown so far, and it is a one-on-one
I'm excited.
competitive mode called
Very excited.
Bingo Battle.
okay, Bingo Battle. This was in
Yeah,
Pikmin
so
3.
Bingo Battle,
But these are fun,
because
because I do want to explain this because like this is a lot of fun to play with a friend.
You'll see.
Although
in
I've
a
barely had any
second.
friends to play it with, but it's fun. So
And the objective of Bingo Battle really is to fill out your bingo
okay.
card. I'm going to be on the right side, Core will be on the left.
it's one against another.
And of course, if you're,
is there more maps? I don't even know.
All you have to do is just make a line. It could be vertical, horizontal.
Yeah, so you have a
diagonal, any kind of
board,
line.
and well, there's
to
things
fill
all
out
around the
each of
map
those
you can
little
collect, like
spaces, you have to
enemies or
collect
treasures.
either an item
And your
or
goal is
an
to collect
enemy
as much
fill
stuff
in that
before your
space.
team does, and you can also
Sometimes
battle
there's
them if you want
multiple
to.
of an item,
But
sometimes
you
there's
want to
not.
clear out a bingo square.
if you take a
So
look at
either
the two
across,
cards in the
diagonal,
bottom and the
vertical.
middle,
So it's about
you
finding what's in the
notice that there are
environment.
the same
Technically, you
items,
don't need
but they
to
are
get
placed
everything. You just need to
differently on
find
each
4 in a
of
row.
our bingo
But then
cards.
again, there's also things like power-ups, like you can,
I'm
summon
not as
bombs on
good
your
at
opponents,
this mode as
make your
Corey,
Pikmin
so
stronger
I'm gonna
for a bit.
focus a
You can
little bit,
scramble your opponent's
craft my
board, so
strategy
there's like a
of
lot
what I
of
wanna
like
focus on first,
intricate elements like
Yeah,
that.
I can talk about it a little
But yeah,
bit.
the first goal is to build your
about
Pikmin
what's
squad,
going on
because
right
if you
now,
lose
since,
all your Pikmin, that's
we
it's
start
game
with
over
only
for you.
5 Pikmin by default.
Because if
Of
you
course,
don't have any
can
Pikmin, you
customize
can't breed
that,
more
but
Pikmin.
Because we start with 5,
you only
you're
start with 5.
going to want to create a larger Pikmin squad.
There's a mode where you can
as
actually
quickly
adjust the
as
starting
can,
amount,
because
and you
the
can
more
make it
Pikmin that you
handicapped
have
one
in your
person, which
squad,
is nice if
the
you're playing
more
against
that
someone
you're
who
able
like
to accomplish,
doesn't have much
and
experience.
the more that you're able to divide tasks, if you need to divide tasks,
So
like building a bridge or sending some to one
you have
area
one
and some
companion,
to
so it's
another.
kind of cool.
JC
one person.
pushed the minus button there to pull up the map, which either player can do. If you're
Yeah,
ever
so
not sure
usually
where a
symmetrical.
specific item
So right now what they're
on
trying to do is
the
just
bingo
build their
board that you
armies.
wanna
I guess I'm
collect
watching the left
is,
guy more,
simple
but it
as
doesn't
pulling up
matter.
that map to say, oh, I need to get an orange. Then where's the?
So I'm
orange
pretty
on
sure the
map?
boards are
I'm
the
gonna go
same
get
for
that,
both
'cause
people.
that's
They're
what I
just
need to
scrambled. Like
complete
the
my
items are
bingo
the
card.
same. You know, there's a lot more items in those things.
So,
And like still bringing
I
back
think
other
what you're
stuff
gonna
that's
see
not
JC and
well.
doing
What you need is
first
still helpful
both
because like
growing our
if you bring
squads
back a
and
Bulbo
then,
for an example,
you see that we both got
not only does it
bridge
count for your
tiles
board, it's
on
also a
the
bunch
sides
more
of our
Pikmin
map
that
as
sprout.
well.
So it's always
we've
nice.
been, collecting some of those bridge tiles to build a bridge so we can cross the water.
And there's a lot of deep strategy.
And those
here, too. While
the
Corey's
cherries
talking,
work
I'm actually
differently.
thinking
So
about a
there are
couple things, like,
cherries
for
in the
example,
world, but it doesn't
taking a
contribute
look
to
at
your
the bingo
board.
card that I have,
Cherries
and
are
actually
power-up
targeting
rolls.
corners.
So
If I
as you can
target the
see, you have a little
corners,
wheel. As soon as you get a cherry, you can
I shouldn't say that
spin,
out
and
loud,
then
but
it
wouldn't
does like a
normally,
power-up cycle.
if you
Like
target
kind of like Mario
corners,
Kart.
that
Like you know
means
how you
you
get
have one
item cube and it's
item,
like a random
you're able
item.
to get, like, a
Same thing,
horizontal,
but it's
vertical,
whenever you
and
bring a cherry
diagonal
back.
all at the same
So I find
time.
that cool. Maybe they're gonna battle later. Okay, so on the right there's a squad of
Yeah,
blues to a
absolutely.
squad of.
And just
Oh, why are
because
you
I
coming
want-
into my base? Oh, JC.
And-
So that is a good point to show.
Usually
that,
just
yeah,
kind of
you
one to
can't go
one.
into each
There's a
other's
way to
bases.
upgrade Pikmin.
And
They
JC
start off as
threw some
leaf, but then you can
Pikmin
eventually go to
towards
bud
me,
to flower.
which started,
They upgrade either
kinda
by
just
keeping
started
them in the ground for a while or
at
by
my
giving
head,
them nectar.
which is
So that's
really
cool.
annoying. But very
Some
effective.
Pikmin are fighting on
and
screen.
I have to use the control stick to shake them off.
It may look like
my
a lot on
Pikmin
screen,
can
but
defeat
really the
JC's
game is
Pikmin,
simple to
nice,
grasp.
but,
Just you have an army of
if our
Pikmin,
Pikmin do
you
encounter
kill
each
enemies,
other,
bring those back to your onion to get more Pikmin, and you can use those
I just
Pikmin to
saw
kill
one
more
on Pikmin get
enemies,
slapped
bring
by
back more
yours,
treasures.
and,
did
This is
they
just like
fight
a
each other?
Yeah,
a
actually,
battle
on
mode. It's
me
like a
now,
side mode.
but
So
don't worry, the songs will be sung of you, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Go get him. Go get him.
Okay. Let's.
Yeah.
I see that
numbers.
JC has an item actually from a roulette that he
do.
has, which
Okay,
is
so-
a triple rock.
guy on the left has yeah. So you have a squad and a total. So on the right you can
And
see
drop
squad
on
is
me, so
0,
actually I have to
total's
be really
19.
careful here.
Left
I'm being
kind of covering,
quiet
but
about
squad's
it.
14.
And now he
total's
just-
37.
he
So he
pointed it
definitely
out,
has a
that's
lead
fine.
for this.
Okay. Gotta move. Gotta think. Okay.
Oh, but he's about to get a cherry.
And again, yeah, you.
Yeah,
do
cherries
want
are
to
really good because you can get some
sometimes
pretty
be aware
powerful
of what
power-ups,
your,
like
opponent's
stuff
up
that
to,
can wipe
so
out your enemy's
good.
Pikmin pretty easily.
Okay, so that's fine. Okay.
Because they can be, JC can get pretty crafty at times.
All right.
Marble.
I'm gonna take a little
You
detour
could get that that
here, and
marble's
I'm gonna
right there.
start
But yeah, the more Pikmin you have, the
strategizing
moves
by pulling
faster.
some of these
But there is a
pieces that I
minimum,
found
obviously.
that are my color, but they are in the water. So now I'm gonna try and
So probably as soon as you do this, then we'll get Age of Calamity
get some
stuff.
of these
So I'm guessing it was gonna be like an hour and a half presentation.
and
We are a
grab
half hour
these
into
blue
it, so
ones.
because I'm guessing it made sense for them to show off 3 things. So they show off the first
Yeah,
levels. They showed off a mission mode thing,
tried to,
and then
I tried
bingo
to
battle.
lure
So it's
your
like the
red
3
Pikmin in the
aspects of
water.
this game. Like story
No.
mode's the most
Stay
important,
away
Stay
obviously.
away from.
But then there was the mission
away from
mode,
my babies.
importantly the new stuff, and then
Okay.
battle mode.
Need some cherries.
I'll take care of that. That's fine.
Okay. Those bulborbs
So
are
this
a lot
is
more
the
dangerous.
first
The one on
time
the left,
finding a cherry
not on the
on
screen
the
anymore.
That's probably
Again,
the
these
white
cherries
ones.
give me
Sorry,
a
sorry.
Whenever you see a
free,
white bulborb, those are like the normal
spin
ones, but
on
they're
the
a
item
lot tankier
roulette,
and they
which can
have a
often
giant
change
tongue.
the
They can just
tides
suck
of
up
battle.
a lot more Pikmin at
So
once.
I'm wanting to get as
Oh my God,
many
they
of these
move
cherries
fast.
as possible.
Okay, so the guy on the left has
Back
a
to
power
my
up.
base.
He's getting a roll.
All right.
His
got
is
a
bomb.
rock. So my
He's explaining
cherry
it.
got me a free
Oh, this is
bomb
actually
rock,
not good.
which I can
yeah,
throw a
So
Pikmin at this
his Pikmin
rock.
with the bomb. So
And
whenever
now
this
I've
Pikmin's
got
thrown, he has a
rock.
bomb, and that bomb can be used against other Pikmin,
Bomb rock,
enemies, and it's
basically.
very
So if
powerful.
I throw that bomb rock at a
Like, watch what you can do. Left
just throw
screen.
it in an enemy right now. Oh, he woke up and got
Oh,
out of
he
there.
walked away
man,
from
that's
it.
kind of a waste. We can use
Sometimes that one's live
electricity to
gameplay.
sort of,
But he did a shock,
be
so
annoying to
he
JC
shocked the
there
squad.
and
You can summon them back.
temporarily
It just kind of
disable
stun
him.
stuff. Doesn't kill, because that
Another
would be
item
OP
that I
otherwise.
picked up through that I got from my cherry.
If you don't
is
whistle him
sort
back,
of
then
a
it can't
free
kill.
Spin on the item roulette, which is this golden object, which if I use it will fill up a.
Ooh, then there's
spot
another
on the
object that
bingo
gives you a
card
random slot.
randomly,
Okay.
which looked like was an.
The guy on the
apple.
right has a lot of power-ups. Less Pikmin, less squares,
nope,
but
the water,
yeah.
the water,
And yeah,
the
some
water,
things
no.
can be extinct, so there's only one-time thing. That's another
Okay.
strategic element. So like some elements, like that orange, for an example, from earlier, there was only one of them in the world, and if one team gets it back, you prevent your teammate from getting that slot. So like as you can
I
see,
need to-
the person on the
I
right
see
can no
the
longer
line
get
that I
that
want,
orange
but
like
I'm-
all the way
Oh,
down.
it was a direct hit. Oh my gosh, you got me at like
Okay.
the right time. I have one.
Oh, I was
I have
staring at your
one
screen. I'm
Pikmin.
sorry.
So
I'm
they weren't
down
spread
to
up enough,
one
and he
single
lost all his
Pikmin.
Pikmin
If
on the
I
left.
win this match,
So you got a major disadvantage there.
JC will
As you
never
can
live
see,
it
it's
down.
very easy
Oh,
for
I
turnaround, so you
do-
want to split up
yeah,
your
if
stuff,
I
because
won't.
when you have Pikmin
Guys,
competitive,
flipping,
you can do
and
stuff to
I
easily destroy another
won
squad.
the
And like
Pikmin
Pikmin are very
this
vulnerable in this
season.
game. Like you can go
had
from 100 to 0 in
more
a
than
single
one.
move
though.
if you're not careful. So
I need.
Dude, these
that's
guys
one
are
thing
getting
about it. It
so
looks easier than it
Oh
sometimes
man.
is. So
distracted
be
me.
careful. Where's my
Let it
wallet?
toss. Fine.
I just.
Oh, it's still shaking so much. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Hope everyone's doing well today
Oh
on
my gosh, come on.
Tuesday.
I need cherry.
Tuesday.
Dude, if I could just
Wednesday.
figure out where
Did I say
was that?
Tuesdays? I need to get my days in order. I apologize, but
right. All the
it'll be
enemies
fun,
actually
and
show up as those
can't wait for Age of
green,
Calamity stuff too. I know that's what most of
green
us are
flashing
excited
lights.
for.
I'm actually
But
trying
this is
to
really
find
nice, and thank you for everyone
that.
tuning in. Like I didn't expect everyone to come, but you know it was awesome to see you all.
Long.
And yeah, pretty soon Age of Calamity, and then we'll be streaming in a couple more hours with some Breath of the Wild.
My buddy.
So we're doing our Hyrule
My
Castle
boy,
raid in
Blue.
Master Mode, 100% save.
Did we just say blue?
First time I'm going there to save, so that's gonna be awesome. So I can't wait.
Oh, that was exactly what I needed. Okay.
Oh, this one's nice.
So the item that I just got was
The guy on the left got a
a
power up that gives you just 10 Pikmin, so that helps.
10 free Pikmin, basically.
It's technically if you
which
lost that one
is-
Pikmin, it would be game over.
Come on.
So
Come on, this will work. This will work.
okay.
but
And yeah, there's
I need way
two
more.
voices 'cause there's
JC
two
looks
people
like he
playing.
just needs the
and like most of it
red
they're just kind of like
Voltorb and
saying
the
general commentary
red
things.
Marble, which are both
You mean
in
like
route.
these two?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm talking
think
too
I'm gonna
quiet
have
over them
enough Pikmin.
because like ideally like
please tell
if
me
it's
this is
important stuff they're
happening.
saying, I'm
Nice.
not going to talk over
Oh,
them.
this is so good.
But yeah, the guy in the right one.
Oh, my
JC
palms are
got
sweaty.
it.
I'm so excited. That's so good.
So what was
So-
I think from my perspective, what really turned the tides there is I was about to defeat both Bulborbs that I needed. But
Yeah,
that
so he got
rock
all the
came
things,
down
even though he was
just
blocked out of
the
getting the orange.
inopportune moment.
So that was good.
And I just
And
kinda
yeah, this game's gonna be
forgotten
60
that
like
JC
all their
still had
games,
that item,
which
so.
Yeah, I
well
will
done.
actually-
You
enjoy
used
it while it
at
lasts because
exactly
games have
the
been
right
$60
time.
for
That
the
feels
longest
so
time, like
good,
even
guys.
N64
Okay,
era.
JC feels way too good right now.
They're
so
doing
we're
another
gonna
one.
play one more game.
Okay.
This one is going to be over in probably 2 minutes because
me-
I have way more
Love my videos,
incentive
so you
now
don't mind waiting
to
through the
not
Pikmin
take it
gameplay.
easy.
All right,
Not
well,
saying I was taking it easy last
honestly,
time,
I'm
but,
excited too, and thank
That
you.
felt so good.
This
We
is
shouldn't
a
be too long.
much
I
smaller
know they're gonna do
stage,
two big
so
battles,
JC
but
and I
this
are
one should be
probably
faster 'cause,
going
like,
to,
they're more
come
seasoned now,
to,
obviously. So.
a
Totally.
skirmish much
Yeah,
quicker
PS5 games are
than
going
we
to be
did in the
80.
last
Is that
game.
right? I heard something else they're going to
So
be more
there's really
expensive, but I
less
didn't know.
of an
I really have not
opportunity
had
to
time to
make
catch up from
mistakes
PS5
here.
stuff.
There's
I know they did a whole
also
like
just
breakdown
a
today, but I
lot
didn't
of,
even watch
again,
it. So
the map is
yeah, a
small,
lot of
so
stuff.
We want to be acting very
Oh, my Breath of the Wild 2 videos
with
too.
our
Well, thank
moves.
you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
And Corey,
I do
again,
mainly Breath of the
because
Wild
Corey
stuff on the
pointed out the
channel
map
for those
is
of you
really
tuning in.
small, we're probably gonna
Mainly
see shit
informational,
from
stats related
PvP,
Breath of the Wild content. So a lot
Yeah,
of
the
research
only
to
thing-
figure out like
the
hidden
only thing in
systems
between us
and
is that really
different
this-
game mechanics.
this
So
orange,
love making stuff like that, and I'll
billboard
make more
enemy
when
you
Breath of the
kind
Wild 2
see
comes out.
here.
So there we go.
It's sort of
Video just
harassing
went
the
live
base
Saturday,
right now.
a myth busting video for Breath of
Other
the
than
Wild. That was a lot of fun.
we can just sort of waltz into each
But yeah, that's why I do in the
other's
channel.
bases.
Stream some Breath of the Wild.
Which scares me.
Very Breath of the
because
Wild focus with some other Zelda
we're
stuff
so
too.
close. All right. What if I start just...
So yeah, I am doing good, and I appreciate you asking. And I'm just very excited. This is all very sudden news. Yeah. Thing about Treehouse presentations is they kind of just show off just more general gameplay.
No, this is bad. This is bad. All bad.
But for Age of Calamity, it's going to be different because we're going to be a lot more immersed in it. We'll be talking about important stuff and like also just kind of focusing on what's going to be there. Because that's all going to be new. This is pretty much stuff that's on the Wii U. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, when they first showing off stuff, it was a lot of Switch stuff. But now it's just pretty much like, if I played this on the Wii U right now with a friend, like the gameplay would be like identical. Because they didn't change a thing for this.
Bulborgs are just hungry and wow,
yeah,
I do
these
not like
Bulborgs
that
are kind of
they're
tough.
on my side of the map right
There's a
now.
lot of them.
Almost
Like left side of the
sent
screen,
over
is just
here,
getting
but I
destroyed
never
right
did.
now.
I did not. Speaking of sending things over.
Oh, what are the pellets?
You.
Oh, those rocks.
So it's only nice to give gifts that I gave JC the gift of the
Yeah,
same
so this is
bomb
powerful.
rocks that he sent me.
But if they're split
earlier.
up, then I guess that's
I
sort of the
wonder
goal.
if that actually worked
And
out
you
in
do
my
have a
favor, 'cause at
whistle.
least
Oh yeah, you have a thing
he's
called a
not
dodge
seeing
whistle
that
where you can
I'm
press the
actually
D-pad and you
one
like
of
do a
the
little
only
slide
things
to the
on
left or
map
right.
exists, which is
That's
the
where you're supposed to use
full
against that attack.
strawberry.
Otherwise you're
No,
gonna
not
destroy
seeing
no,
it
no,
totally
no,
at all.
no, no,
I have
you
no
are
idea what
a
you're
decent
doing.
chat. What a relief.
Were you
Oh.
doing something?
I can only imagine.
Nope.
We were
Okay.
kind of reading some of
Golden
the
strawberries?
Nintendo
No,
chat stuff
mine.
earlier, and
I
it's
have
like, oh
numbers.
my god.
But
Not everyone's very satisfied, which is, I guess, understandable.
So all I
Especially with
need
the bigger
now is
streams,
red
it's just gonna be
strawberry,
crazier.
which
But yeah, this guy's about to win on the left.
looks like is right
fast it's
behind my
going.
base, and so as long as
Let me read the chat in the Nintendo
oh
stream.
wow,
Read it on my
yeah,
phone because
so
I don't have
can
another
give up.
monitor
I
to
don't need to worry
spare.
about the golden strawberry because
Zelda, angry
I've
face.
got
you
mine.
got the other one.
The red, delicious.
I paid $60 for
sunseed
Pikmin 3
berry
Wii
for
U.
the quick
Okay.
bingo.
I mean, it was
think that
$20 in
a
the
little
eShop,
over
but then they
2
took it
minutes,
off.
so-
That
to
was
put
a
it on
little.
the Switch,
That was
so
a. That was a.
whatever, that's
speed- That
Nintendo.
was like a mercy win right there. You
It
were
gets
just in
really
This chat has no
competitive
chill.
playing Bingo
Dislike,
Battle.
oh my god.
As you can see from
Yeah,
a
these
little bit
replies
of
are pretty
the taste, we
toxic.
absolutely love this mode. But really, all the
Elden.
modes offer a little bit of a different type
Zelda,
of gameplay,
angry
so,
face,
we
Battle
hope
Royale
you're looking
Pikmin, oh
forward
my
to
god,
checking out
just-
Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Be on the lookout
So many
for
angry
a
faces in
eShop
Nintendo
demo
chat.
that will include
Then you're gonna have
save
it on
data
screen 'cause it's just,
transfer to
like,
the full game.
anger.
And if you complete
No
the
good
eShop
vibes
demo,
there.
defeat the last boss
Good
of the
vibes
demo,
here, so.
you'll be able to start the full game
like,
with
should be
ultra
fun.
spicy mode if you'd like that extra challenge.
Yeah, when you have a stream with like
again,
85,000
thanks for
people,
checking
I
out
get
a
that
little
too.
bit of Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
It's
Don't
Nintendo
forget
stream,
the
whatever.
game,
It's like whenever they
itself
show off
comes
like
out
any
on October
presentation,
30th.
like any of the Nintendo Indie Directs, it's
Thanks,
just like,
Corey. Again, really
where's our
appreciate it.
Smash Bros?
Thanks
Where's
for
our
letting me
Zelda? I'm
have
just
that
like,
one
it's an
win.
indie presentation.
Because
Quit
that does not
expecting
happen
everything.
often.
Like, oh my
And
god.
again, I can't wait to play some more Bingo Battle with you.
Okay.
In October.
I think this is it though. I think Age of
So,
Calamity is coming soon.
Coming up next, obviously, is I'm waiting for this too, which is Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Woo!
So,
All
over to
right.
you, Kay.
Thanks, JC. Thanks, Corey. Wow, Pikmin looks like a lot
Okay.
of fun.
I love the Breath of the
Hi,
Wild stuff in the
everyone.
background.
I'm Kay from Nintendo
The Master
Treehouse,
Sword, yes.
and I've got my colleagues
Okay.
Chico and Kendra here with me.
I'm excited.
Before we get started, I'd like to
pre-recorded.
acknowledge that we are doing this remotely. So there might be some technical limitations, but we're asking for your patience and your understanding as we work
Okay.
as hard as we can to bring you an amazing stream.
All right.
So today we're going to
We're gonna
take
see
a
which
look
character. It's
at
gonna be one
Hyrule
level
Warriors:
probably.
Age of
So
Calamity, which takes place 100 years before Breath of the Wild and tells the story of the Great Calamity and the events leading up to it,
Immerse
which
now.
really can only be told through the 1 versus 1,000 action of a Warriors game. We'll start off with a first look at Urbosa.
Urbosa!
Excited.
Yes! Oh my god.
Chico, are you ready?
Okay.
Yes,
I'm
I
just
am.
so excited. Like, just
So,
I match your
let's
energy and
get
just like, yes.
started.
I'm
Oh.
I know. I'm playing
Okay.
as Urbosa right now, as you can see, and I'm actually inside the
Definitely some
the
technical
little
things on
town
our
right
end.
now.
The audio is like,
And then it is
Well, whatever.
a Hyrule Warriors game.
But Zelda
so
is
you'll be
fighting.
using X and Y button to do weak and strong attack, and then also A. Oh wait, you can master, but wait, is coming. Right now, the little town is under attack by.
is the map like the
Iga
whole
town.
desert? Look at
I
that.
don't want to talk about
It's like
why
real towns
they're
is that
here.
little area.
But the objective
Oh my god,
is I
fighting a
have
Blade
to
Master.
actually defeat all 3
Say they really made the bigger
Blade
enemies like
Masters.
mini bosses.
So to do that, in addition to the usual Hyrule Warriors
Stay.
action, I have to
You can direction them?
to counter attack. And I
You
can
just
use,
push the Yiga members
I just
into
use
there.
The stasis now, as
What?
you can tell. But each character can use all 4 different moves.
Does that help
in
at the top for
different
allies?
occasions. So I need
Well,
to
on top of
focus
their
on
names,
attacking him
the stuff
right
on the
now,
looks like
so
a
I'm
special
gonna
meter,
let Kay
and then
Kendra talk
a spe-
about what's unique
another type of special
about
meter? Electric
Urbosa.
meter? I don't know.
Great,
Okay,
thank
it's
you
charged
so
right now.
much,
Oh, she
Chico.
do electrical attacks. You can charge your
Urbosa's
elementals.
gameplay
That's so
is
cool.
Really fun and exciting, and
Oh.
as you
Rip
can
those,
see,
like, 3 people.
it's focused on her ability to use an attack with lightning. She has a unique ability to charge up lightning, which is represented by the gauge at the top of the screen.
Yeah.
And
she charges
she's
it.
charging it right there. And once it's charged up, she can actually use the lightning in addition
definitely adds more
to
details in the
her
turn.
strong attacks to kind of strengthen those attacks and do some.
Gameplay seems a little wonky, but it's only because
character
Nintendo stream,
specific
and they
stuff
said
with it.
there will be tech things. So
She also
that's with everyone
uses
watching.
lightning in her weak point counters
So
and
you can
in her
charge up
special
wall.
attacks.
Yeah. Weak point
And
smash.
if
Oh.
Chico can get the timing right, after some of these big attacks where there's still some electricity lingering in the air, she can.
That was such an amazing combo. You can just
charge up
destroy
her
anything that has a
electricity
weak point
super
meter
quick.
like diminished.
Which takes a lot of skill and a lot of timing, but it's very satisfying when you can pull it off.
Okay. So you defeat 3 Blade Masters. That's the objective on the right.
Okay, so
Yeah, the town looks similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Added a couple
okay.
details, remove some, just fit it for the game.
And I
Some
just wanted to
destruction and
add,
stuff
too,
that wasn't there in Breath of the Wild.
Aside from the gameplay that you're seeing, well,
Is it the
first of all-
farm? Like,
oh,
kinda...
wait, no, I
God.
got interrupting myself. There's a Korok.
There's Koroks!
Yeah,
There was a
cute.
pinwheel and a Korok!
Clearly, Koroks are in the
I was
same
right. Oh my
game.
god, Koroks are gonna be the secrets.
But
Yes!
this is the first
Oh
time
my
that
God.
people get to play as Urbosa, which
Koroks.
is already super
I love that.
awesome.
I'm actually really gonna want to explore the
And
world now.
this
Like,
area
there's actually
probably
reasons
looks
to besides the
pretty
combat.
familiar to some Breath of
You
the
can be in the
Wild
bar.
fans.
Is there any gameplay
And it's
stuff
cool
there?
to
Probably
see
not,
so
but for
great.
world building, that's awesome.
Pre-Calamity. But what I did want to say is
Yes.
fans can look forward to getting more backstory on these characters as well.
Yeah, I want the
You really
backstory,
get a
like, so
good
bad.
Look at Urbosa's relationship to Zelda,
Oh,
and
man.
also more information about Urbosa's relationship to Zelda's late mother. So if you're like me and you love to get to know the characters,
Wall
and
jump? Wait, it
get
said
to know
wall
them
jump.
in ways that you didn't get
Can you, like,
to in Breath of the Wild.
Stuff off the walls? Does it
this
interact
game
with the
is your
terrain?
opportunity to do that.
Spin attack? Can literally stasis. There's so much
right.
possibility. Like, this is nothing
It's
like the original Hyrule Warriors.
really-
Like,
there's a
they're
lot
adding so
to
many Breath of the
unpack in
Wild
here
combat
and a
elements
lot
and
to
so much
see,
more
and it's
intricacy.
very thrilling
Like,
for
it's
fans
less hack and
of
slashy
Breath of
because
the
there's more like
Wild
bigger
to
enemies and like
be
more
able to
strategy in that
take a
way.
look, more
Unlike
in-depth
Hyrule
look
Warriors, so
at
that's
this
awesome.
time in the story.
Zelda!
All right, and now we're taking a look
What?
at Zelda's gameplay.
Okay, Zelda's
Also
like
a first
is a
look,
mega
very
Sheikah Slate.
exciting. As you can see, she uses the
What?
runes as her main attacks.
What is
in
this?
addition to being able to
Okay,
use them,
I assumed it was gonna be wacky, but this is very
just like
wacky,
everyone
just
else.
whipping around the
And
thing.
She can create
A
different
gyro maybe these
combinations
players
of
be like.
runes to take out
Yeah,
huge
Chungus found.
swarms
Oh.
of enemies
Yeah, they can just spawn because that makes
gosh.
sense with the Ego though.
in a very unique way. It's
Wow. And yeah, Nintendo's
so cool to
streams are
see
usually pretty low
Zelda
quality,
being
so.
able to take out
But that's like
these
so normal
guys.
for them at this point, like every direct.
Yeah, and
Wow.
for me,
Okay,
anytime
seems to be just kind of
Zelda
frantically
gets
doing some stuff. So not all these moves are doing
you get
much
to play
because
as Zelda
I figure out the best moves. Because I'm trying to figure out like what's the
annihilate
Krylos pillar for, like
enemies
it
as
just keeps
Zelda,
going
it's
off, not doing
pretty
anything.
much a win for me.
Seems to be a
because
combo.
Zelda in a
What?
Zelda game.
Yeah.
What?
Well, and she's
Did she take a
really
picture and
fun
everything
to
just
play as in this
like
one.
boofed?
Nice work.
That is so wild.
Nice work.
Just everything. Okay. Okay, that was a lot more insane. Ancient memory part. Because it's near
She's
memory.
I know Zelda is great, but yeah.
What?
Okay, so I
Urbosa's
have
also
to
great.
chase
But
after.
Urbosa.
Yes, definitely.
A picture rune does damage apparently, guys.
I have to chase after the Iga people.
Wow.
I'm gonna go after that.
They're really
See the
going all out with
location.
this game. It did not look like this in the
Go.
original. And yeah, it's
Looks like
in
there's a lot of
English.
people here.
I'm waiting for a cutscene though.
And
Usually
for
they don't
people
talk
who
over
are
them,
new
so I'm
to
not
the
going to talk over
Warrior
them
series, as you can see, there are prompts on the screen that help guide you through the process of the gameplay
Oh.
and the action.
either. It's like
But
Urbosa's
you
Fury,
also
just
can turn those
everything.
off if you want to.
Okay, it's giving me a little tool test for what to do. Charge up, lightning.
So I'm at this location.
Mighty
and looks
bananas.
like my objective is to
What's her
defeat
objective?
the enemies with a loud attack. So
a loud
I
attack.
think I need to do. Oh, I can't use right now, but I will wait till
What's a loud attack?
my rune fills up first. But
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What does loud attack mean?
Make some noise,
I'll text.
Chico.
so I'm going
Just make noise?
Do it.
I'll do that. Hold on.
Does it attract a Molduga or something?
These guys are mad.
Why does it feel like loud
This
attack
guy's
means
really
like
getting into
attracting
it.
something? Thunder's loud, okay.
So
Doesn't
as
make
you can
sense.
see, when you use the Sheikah runes, there is a little bit of a wait time for it to
Because
charge
the wait
back
time,
up
like a
before
recharge
you
on the
can
runes.
use it
Makes
again.
sense because they're specials, kind of.
Which is very similar to how it worked in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, recharge. Oh,
man.
wow.
That was
Loud-
a
oh,
gorgeous takeout
Molduga.
right there.
Please let me know Molduga has to come up.
And the
So I
reason
guess I
for
did that.
using these
Yes, this is
loud
Molduga.
attacks was to call forth a certain familiar.
It was Molduga!
monster.
Yes!
And there he
No
is.
way! What?
Oh man.
Those Eeg are just so screwed. Oh my god.
Sure
Except for that, but
I think
what?
he's beautiful.
Yeah, he's too scary. And he's
You
coming
just
after
won't
me.
do it,
I
strike.
don't think I want to
That
do
was
this.
incredible.
Bye-bye.
Now, let's go ahead and like
That's it.
let's
No.
escape
Scimitar of the
to
7. It has
main
like
menu
damage
while we
indicators.
can.
They're using Breath of the Wild damage indicators. Saw that? It was
So
like
we're gonna
23
go
damage.
back to the world map and show some of the gameplay
What?
between battles. Leveling up characters, strengthening
Okay.
weapons.
The map looks
and
like-
unlocking things.
What?
It
looks like- it's like the
very
full map.
familiar map of Hyrule. Chico, do you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Is it like more open-esque? Because it seems like the map was big.
If you ever play, like original Hyrule Warriors game or maybe different Warriors
Listening.
game, you might be familiar with how the menu look like. You will go from chapter 1 to 3 type thing. But this one, you actually go through different chapters and locations using the map of Hyrule from the Legend
Okay,
of Zelda.
so it's not
Breath of the
level-based. It's like
Wild.
an actual map.
And when I first saw this, I was literally screaming because it was so gorgeous, and I just loved it. And
Well, there's
because it's a
quests
Hyrule Warriors game,
Main
when you're
village. There's
playing
the
the stages,
villages.
you
Yeah.
collect a lot of different type of materials. So using those materials, you can unlock different locations on the
Unlock
map,
different.
like the stables.
You unlock locations
other
to
training
explore
grounds,
in the hub.
and even like different dishes.
You can
you
see
can
villages.
cook.
Okay, everything looks like it's in its ruin state
So
though.
one of the things I wanted to show is
You unlock
actually
unlock
here.
missions like that. Oh
Black
what? Look at those buildings.
So it is a
Okay, so you can't
Hyrule
actually
game,
go there
you
sometimes,
will
but
be
yeah, it's okay.
collecting lot
Still a
of
cool
different
screenshot.
weapons
These are
while
all
you are
yes,
in the
Breath of the Wild
stage.
weapons. Super Ladle,
Not like Breath
Zora
of the
sword.
Wild, you don't the weapons
Listening.
do not break during the stage, but you can use these weapons you collected to strengthen your primary use weapon. So
You fuse
you know,
weapons.
right now I'm using this sword, but there's other different type of weapons I can get and
Same Breath of the
different,
Wild sound effects.
way to use it. So I want to use my sledgehammer, iron sledgehammer, and then
Okay.
fuse them with all the materials I got so far.
With the level
And I
1
think
These
I-
are the
ladle
weapons.
that
Yeah,
you
you just
will not
throw
pick
old
up.
weapons. So instead of weapon breaking, it's like you just can use old weapons to
Don't you
make
dare.
new weapons or
So I'm-
Okay.
fuse them for better.
I was worried.
I shouldn't.
Like little powers.
No, use it.
Okay, so
Yes.
Goofy
it's
cost.
okay.
He's like a
use up
blacksmith
to
guy. I
5
love
different
that.
weapons, and then you can strengthen.
Cedro the
Of course, you have to use
blacksmith.
the rupee, so make sure
Oh my
you
god, like
collect
leveling,
rupees
like
when
XP
you
stuff
are
in Breath of
in
the Wild.
stage 2. And now I have my sledgehammer leveled up.
So can you
to
use
5,
any
so I
weapon
can
then?
use that.
Like I'm assuming that's how it works. So I'm guessing it's only like Link. Like yeah, how do
Another
other characters?
thing
They're not
is
showing off
the
other
materials
characters.
you
Only Link.
collected, you
So
can
how does
make
that
the
work?
dish. So let's see.
I'm
this
assuming it's
one's
only
ready.
weapon.
So
Uh,
spurred fish dish.
For when
And
you
you
need
need the
okay.
materials 5
Bring her the
fish, so I
so
have
assist.
that
Yeah,
side.
they're just people who need help, and you give them materials.
Now, I
And then
love
do
that
you
dish,
get a
so I can
teleport
earn
there?
the recipe for chili fish skewer.
Damage from
Right, and the
Some-
recipe
So there's like
can be
effects,
used
what?
to give your characters a little bit of a buff before you go into battle.
This is
And there are a
so
bunch of different
much.
types that have different effects, so it's pretty fun to collect them and see what they do. Yep, they
And then,
also
by
have
defeating the oh, what?
Wow.
yeah. So,
So what is
by
that? That
defeating
looks
monsters
like a
and getting
Ganon
those
symbol.
materials,
What is
you
that
can also
person?
turn
That
them
looks
into
like-
these other.
Looks kinda like the
quests,
tapestry
which
legend
can
thing, you
use
know?
to unlock bonus combos or extra health
Link.
or other.
Link symbol is
such
literally
things.
the long hair guy from the
But
tapestry.
the thing I really like about these is that they
It's
have
so
little
weird.
stories
They're
that go
cool.
along with them. Little glimpses into the characters' lives between
Yeah,
battles.
Link has
during
like the
this
long hair,
war.
which is interesting.
The one that we
Info.
just did, for example, is about a young child in Hateno village who wants to build a monster dummy so that they can
Monster
practice using a two-handed sword. And so Link actually brings the
I mean,
materials
enemies
to make the dummy,
Daruk.
creates this dummy, helps them build it, and then they
Two-handed
train
weapons
together, and
only,
that's how Link
time
is able
limited.
to come up with an
So I'm guessing it's gonna be like
extra,
there's 3 weapons.
move
There's
for
one hands,
his
2 hands, and
two-handed sword.
spears.
And I love it.
And
'cause
otherwise
like
it's
from
just
Pontiac
aesthetic
Village,
differences, but you can actually have all the
so
weapons.
it's very cute. glimpse
So
into
is he gonna
his
pull out the
life.
sledgehammer then?
Yeah, the world building
So,
is really excellent in this game.
World building is excellent. I agree.
Yeah, we just strengthened this 200.
Wait,
I mean,
they showed
Sledgehammer
objectives to
is
defeat Master
basically a
Koga.
200
Really?
sword type.
Oh my god, he might actually be.
I'm
I didn't
going
see that,
into
but
the
yeah, that's.
training mission
Oh my god, he
where
could just be
I
really
can
old in Breath of the
actually
Wild, or
use
like he
this
just doesn't age or
sledgehammer
something.
to showcase
Probably
how the
stronger. He
200
probably the
sword
old age just probably got to him in Breath of the
weapon will
Wild. That's why it was
work
so
in this
easy.
game. So I changed my weapon, and I guess I
You
can
can
change my
also
tire.
change his-
You
Yeah,
can have your own
unlock
armor
different
equipped.
Pieces of
What?
armor as you progress through the game, and you can.
Oh my god, it's only gets fully
equip or,
customizable
I
like
guess,
that. Is it all
unequip
aesthetic? It
them,
looks aesthetic. There's no
as-
stats.
And dress him up however you want.
It's
Right,
literally
yeah, what are you
free
talking about?
customization. That is
This is
incredible. I was
and
not
also
expecting that at
training
all.
attire.
It seems to be aesthetic, but I don't know. That's awesome.
And we also, this is the chili fish skewer we just got from the recipe.
Too much. I didn't know they were gonna show up
So
this
I
much
can
stuff.
use that.
Right, and every character will react differently to the
Way closer to
dishes
Breath of
that
the
you
Wild than
cook for
Hyrule
them.
Warriors. I guess so. I was
And
not expecting
some
that.
characters even
Warp
have
animation.
favorite dishes, and they'll say something different.
Oh, he doesn't use a
when
Sheikah
you
Slate to
give
warp.
them their
He uses
favorite
a tower.
dish. So it's
Unless
a lot of fun
he
to
probably just had one
try
and
out
just
a
happened to
bunch
be
of
on a
different
pedestal. I don't know.
recipes and see
That could be it too.
which your characters prefer.
Okay. Little tooltips.
Yeah, and if you watch the TGS live stream, you might have seen the cutscene where it's showing the tower actually raising from the ground. And that tower is actually going to be a base for Link.
The tower's a base
he
for Link.
goes to the
Okay, so the
next
center tower's a
mission.
base.
So I think you just saw him kind of like warping from the tower to that new
Look at
location
It's
where I'm going
Link
to be
and
showcasing
the mini
the
guardian.
200 sword training mission.
Wow.
Right.
Without
So
a
yeah,
shirt on.
it is a training mission.
Okay.
without-
This is really wild.
Hey!
So it's a training
Don't
mission.
judge me.
Okay, so it's like special
I mean,
objectives. There's a
there's no
block.
judgment.
Can you do the
There's
spin to
a
win
lot.
If
attack?
anything, I just feel bad for Link.
Sacrifice. Oh my god, it's the ranch ruins!
No, you know, he works
I
on
just
quite
noticed, I
a
just
bit.
wasn't even paying attention to that. This is ranch ruins! It's restored.
Yeah, so as you can see, this is a training level, so you're fighting against a lot of Hyrulean soldiers, and
Oh my god.
using the two-handed sword, which, you know, aesthetically does
This
look
is-
a lot like
Yeah.
how it was used in Breath
Except
of the Wild.
very more, much more
Um,
powerful.
In this game,
like a
it's
charge.
slower, but more
Very
powerful
slow.
than the one.
Except for the giant spins.
But the fun,
Deal temporary
fun
damage with
thing
a meal.
about it is
He just
that
ate a
he
meal?
can-
And then,
he can,
what?
use
It's so
the unique
flashy, but it's so,
action
like, so
to
precise and
strengthen his
also
strong
very
attacks.
strategic. Like, there's a good balance between
in
taking down the wave
exchange,
enemies
he
with
takes a
combos and
little bit of
actually using the
temporary
right sort of
damage.
moves and
Um,
counters to bigger enemies.
like that.
This is so amazing.
And, in
Like,
order
this is
to
much
handle
more
that
incredible than I thought it was going to be. Like, nothing like
compress
Hyrule
X
Warriors, and that's
to,
perfect.
Consume a meal in the middle of battle.
Oh my god.
And,
Is this supposed to be
I
Lon
love
Ranch?
the
I don't
animation
know.
for him eating.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
Very-
I love the
yeah, it's
animation
not-
for him eating.
Okay, so it's not like the Lon
Yeah,
Ranch
it's
as people
still
are thinking,
good,
but it's
so-
very similar. It's very, very similar.
Oh, no, not quite. Okay, so, but one of those eating animations is highly aggressive, and
You have
if
class,
Chico
it's
doesn't hit
okay.
some enemies,
Hope you do
then
well.
we will see what happens.
I know. We'll finish
And
this.
hopefully, we'll get an
I'm guessing we're
opportunity
getting
to
probably
show you
like
that
20 more
because
minutes.
I love it.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There it is. Okay.
Oh my god, so cool.
Aggressive food eating.
I love it.
Eating,
shockwave
like,
blast,
just taking
sending
everything in.
the soldiers flying.
I love that they
Correct.
included that in
Paraglider.
in the
It said
game as
paraglider.
Part of the actual fighting style for the two-handed sword. I think it's a great homage to.
Yeah,
Breath
I
of the
saw it.
Wild
The
and
elemental
people
rods
who
are their
played
own
it
thing. It's
like
kind
I
of like
did,
runes. They showed
which
that off
is
in the
to
Droop
say
gameplay.
having a
last week. We
stockpile
had trains, like
of
making heroes
apples
better.
or something in my inventory, so I could
Wow.
chow down when I'm
Wall
being
jump. I
blown
keep
back
seeing
by
that
a
wall jump prompt. I
strong
want to see a
attack
wall
and
jump.
lots of damage.
You can aggressively eat your apples and send those soldiers
Aggressively eat your apples. It's the only way to eat apples in this game.
Wow.
If you burn
All right, how many
apple,
KOs do
you
we
can
have?
actually get the grilled apple too.
Take everything in.
Oh yeah.
So I have to kill
All right.
170 more.
Oh. We're seeing him beating up the people.
Yeah, we're getting
Eat
there. We're more than
snack.
halfway.
Mega attack and
I'd also
Wow.
like to point out that this
few
location
hundred kills here.
is very familiar.
Killing his buds.
It appeared as ruins in Breath
Yeah,
of the
it's
Wild,
ruins.
but now before the
He's like, gotta
Calamity,
defeat
it's
400.
in its
He's still got time.
heyday.
It's like a baby guardian falling. What does
It's
it
very
do?
cool to see what it looked like before it got destroyed.
Yeah, and
Nice
Chico,
one,
maybe you
Chico.
can show us some lightning rod.
Yeah, so it's like a
action.
finisher move, but he was also eating.
What? Hold on, hold
Oh
on.
yeah,
Restore
we did get
health.
to see the ice rod
This
before.
one?
Oh, it doesn't interact with
that
water.
one.
Okay. I wasn't assuming everything was gonna work, but yeah, if it actually made him shock more. I mean, he was kind of in it. Maybe if he was closer to the water, could have
Can do it.
gave like a AOE effect, like it does in Breath of the Wild.
So as you can
But
see,
not everything's gonna work the same,
she's
which I
timing
understand.
her attacks for when that weak point gauge comes out.
Combat, although
The
it
big
looks more
strategy
or
against
it looks
these
more
stronger
detailed, it's actually more
enemies is
simplistic in
to,
the game wise, so
cut
it can
down
actually
that
run
weak point gauge
higher and faster
and create
than
an
Breath of the Wild.
opening
So
so you can do counter attack, which can be very powerful.
wow. So he has a minute to
Nice
defeat
one.
100 more
A little bit
opponents,
more.
or a minute and a half rather. Oh, snack. Did he restore health? I didn't even see. He was at a heart.
I love the
I'm not sure.
two-handed sword so much. I think it's my favorite.
Man, it's great.
It's so.
You gotta go to a more
satisfying,
populated
you
area
know,
to get
just
some more.
Slam through all of these.
He just
enemies,
ate, but he didn't
you know,
restore any
these
life. Is that just a
thousands and
taunt?
thousands of enemies.
Does he have to eat more? I don't know.
And also to like
Unless I
take a
just
little
didn't
break to have a snack
focus
here
on it.
and then.
Or like the animation was still going.
It's a lot of fun.
Because he just took like 2
Absolutely.
hearts of damage when he charged up there.
I'm
taking a
hoping
lot
we
of
can,
damage.
I know your
show
favorite is
some-
the
show some
is
flurry
Or he has
rush,
like blinking
too.
hearts. I don't fully know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, of course.
I'm trying!
Eat and defeat. Yes. Heals another way, possibly.
you don't.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for like
No.
hearts like Hyrule Warriors.
Great,
the
you're
first
almost
one.
there.
You need to find another one of those captains.
Wow.
Nah, he's not there.
He wants to find captains. So is there advantage to killing captains? More spawns?
Yeah, done.
Nice.
Oh,
You gotta kill
There we
Daruk.
go.
Oh yeah, look, it's
Kill.
Daruk.
He's my favorite.
Their stream's lagging. You can hear it because the
He's
audio's fine, but the
very heavy
visual's bad.
character, too. Oh my god.
They said there's gonna be
Yeah.
technical difficulties,
He
so
moves surprisingly
I wanna see
quickly
the
for
wall
someone
jump.
of his size, though. I have to say.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, you can do it, Chico. I believe in you.
Keep your own size. I mean, like, he's like a
Wow.
few times
Oh my
bigger than me.
goodness.
Oh my
wow.
gosh. That looks like a
Ah,
little
it's so
bit
painful
of
watching him
rough
fight the
play
Rook.
for
Weak.
training.
Oh, bye bye, Daruk. Just smashing you with the hammer.
They take their training very
The irony in
seriously.
that.
There's
Nice work.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was like its
wow.
own version
Yeah,
of Breath of the
you
Wild.
made very quick
And you
work
get a better
of
glimpse of the music,
Good
but still
job.
card here
Yeah,
over
you
like,
did.
well, just in gameplay in
All
general.
right,
like,
let's
if
cut
they
away
just
from
had
this
an
for a
OST riff, that'd
second.
be awesome.
We have one other thing we'd like to show you.
One more, awesome.
Chico's got to set it up though.
Okay, see you, Viv. Thanks for tuning in.
I love Daruk. He's so great.
Okay.
He's such a
Well, and it's really
Hope all
fun
you guys are enjoying
character.
this too, because this is incredible. So
Yeah, and it's cool to see all the various characters, you know, that we know and love from Breath of the Wild, but seeing them in this different setting and seeing all of their special moves and how those differ.
so
I
interesting.
do really like seeing that, and I'm excited for what we're about to show you as well, you the viewers.
Trailer. If it's trailer, I'm gonna
yeah.
like
It's great. It's,
really.
It's an amazing thing that they've done with this game to
God.
bring us into this era.
If you're gonna show a trailer, I'm gonna flip.
Pre-Calamity, and
I will
show
flip
us
if
all
you
these
show a trailer.
characters and show us the intricacies of how they interact and how they perform in battle. It's stuff that I think personally, as a fan of Breath of the Wild, I wished for so hard.
Okay.
Was the chance to be able to see these guys in their prime. So it's a lot of fun.
What are they gonna show?
Yeah, and not to
Said one more
not
thing.
to
It's gotta
bring
be
the
a
soup
trailer.
ladle up too much, but I do want to say I love that they included the soup ladle. You know, that they're bringing it back, and
Soup
we
ladle,
see
I love
those
that.
same touches from Breath of the Wild in this game. And Chico mentioned that the weapons aren't breakable, so you really could, you know, equip that soup ladle if you wanted a serious challenge. You could fight with the soup ladle.
Serious.
You could
You know,
use
yes,
weapons to
choose your
make
own
the soup
adventure.
ladle
Serious
stronger.
challenge, just like
Yeah.
you know the soup lid on the pot lid. You know, just gonna go on with that because it seems like
I
any
love
weapon.
that you use the soup ladle. You got
Okay.
the pot lid as a shield too.
Defeat the high Nox key enemy. So I don't know if it's gonna be a trailer. Maybe it
All
might
right,
lead to
so
that
we're looking
finish.
at
But even if not,
Newport
that's
now.
understandable because we have like 3 trailers on the game.
Yeah. So what I
Dodge
want to
guard.
show is in a distance, but I need to take care of these guys first because these guys just in my way.
Okay.
Ah!
So
It's being
obviously
like-
this is a new depiction of Impa.
So like
that
a lot
we're
of these missions seem
seeing
like
here,
non-linear, so you can just do
but
kind of
Chico
like
is
whatever
about
in
to
whatever
show
order it
us
looks like.
just what Impa
Guess
is
I'm
capable
thinking.
of in the gameplay.
Oh no.
I
Follow up, you shock
love
things with the
her.
rod.
I love
Yeah, so the
Impa
elemental rods
so
are
much.
nice,
I
but
think she's
it's probably a limited
so
thing. I'm not sure if it's
much
recharge or
fun
just
to
like you only have a
play.
few.
She's so quick,
I'm guessing
and
it's
she
like
has
more of a
these
supply thing.
different,
So.
jutsu attacks.
A frog?
She's like the
There's a
mix of
Hinox in the back. Oh my god, I just noticed him now.
And the creation of.
Oh my god, there's a ruined fort. I don't know where
You
this is,
did.
but yeah, there's
That
like
was an
individual
impressive
panels like
use
this.
of
This
the
is so
electric
cool.
rod, I have to say. And here we have a Hinox.
So it is Hinox. I don't know. I always I said Hinox and everyone said I was wrong. They could be saying it wrong too, but like I don't know. People keep telling me it's Hinox, and that's why I've been saying now. And now it's like, oh,
she has all of her clones.
But you know, they're
is,
probably in the same boat as me. It's just
really
like there's no
fun.
official way of
Takes
saying
a lot
it.
of
So
strategy and timing.
Hinox.
Nice.
So wait for him to get weak and then do a
And you
big
can
attack.
see her Sheikah runes
Basis helps.
does differ from the other characters we've looked at today too.
Yeah, she's different runes. Half of the time limit
You can do it.
and key enemies. Sheikah
So
bomb.
we discussed earlier
Oh.
the usage.
Oh, you
of
set him down because the
runes
eye is like the weak
in
point.
order to
Okay.
create openings
So it's just like
to
in Breath of the
counter,
Wild. That's so awesome.
Strong enemies. And it's even more important that you do that when fighting these big monsters too.
Yeah,
Because,
can't wait for him to have like more
if you
legible
get
lines.
the timing right on these, just like
Nice.
that. You
Oh
can
my
create
God,
these
frozen
great
midair like that.
dramatic, openings
Get
for
'em.
yourself. And it really is vital that you get these weak point
The young,
smashes in.
all the young
because they
characters
do
are
so
awesome.
much
Impa,
damage,
Pyrrha, Robbie.
and it can really make it easy to,
Okay.
or easier.
Just
I
one more
should
weak
say,
combo. So you
to
gotta hit
take
the eye or
these guys
something.
out.
You only have a minute left.
To take out the poor Hinox that was just having a nap.
Focus on like sticks and stuff. It's really funny.
Business.
What?
I don't know about
Just
that.
a full attack. That's really cool,
I'd be
actually.
grumpy too if I got
I'm glad
woken
they're
up like
adding
that.
more moves to make the enemies more diverse.
That's fair.
Hopefully, new types of enemies too. You know, Breath of the Wild is not necessarily known to have the best enemy variety, but they could always
Nice.
change that. You know, it's a different
Short work
era.
of this guy.
But I mean, even what they're doing with these enemies is awesome, and that's the nice thing about Breath of the Wild enemies. There's not too many different types, but the types they have are very well fleshed out. And a lot of different moves and
The
mechanics and all that.
maniacal laughter. Yes.
Yeah. Seeing this transition with this, the Hinox little roll there, like I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know what to compare it to. It was just really funny.
All right, I think that's
All right, I
all the
think
time we
that's-
have left for today. Let's stop beating up on this poor Hinox and
They
let him
just
go back to his
Cold
nap.
turkey at
All right.
Oh,
Thanks
wow.
everyone for tuning
Okay.
in. This
That
is
was
Hyrule
still very
Warriors Age of
satisfying.
Calamity, which releases
What?
Friday, November 20th. We hope you enjoyed it. We sure did. And have a great day.
Okay. Well, I'm not
Bye-bye.
disappointed because we got so much stuff. I wasn't fully expecting a trailer. Just like would have been cool, you know, because trailers are awesome. But we just got one yesterday, so I'm like, I understand that. And we got Urbosa, which was awesome. Like we had the whole thing with how she could charge up electricity, use it against power attacks, how she fought against Yiga members, use the Molduga to her advantage. Even saw some Korok stuff there. And then literally like the Impa stuff was cool, just like with the Hinox fight like we just saw. But even just like the Link stuff where we're fighting Daruk and training and stuff like that. But most importantly, I just like seeing that map was like amazing. Like we saw Breath of the Wild's map and wow, like that's all I got to say. Like it's not gonna be like level based. Like they're really going all out with just like the UI and the HUD and just like the maps and everything. Like not just like raw gameplay, like just how everything's assembled together. I like it, and it seems like there's a more open approach and not everything just like mission to mission to mission. Like it's like, hey, we're gonna have some mission, then we're gonna open up stuff. If you have certain like little materials and stuff, you can use that to get other stuff or unlock other stages. And there's so much to it, just like the whole gameplay structure and how they put it together. That's what I'm really fascinated by. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the gameplay stuff was awesome, but really what they did with the structure, I am absolutely blown away. Like it just like it's something where I just want to go back to a couple key things because I heard some interesting things that I missed. Like apparently Master Kogo is one of the things. That's what I saw. So I'm gonna confirm myself because I did not see that. They could have just brushed over it. There was just too much, and wow. Also crazy. And I'm definitely gonna be talking about this a lot more even after this right now because usually on Wednesday nights I stream Breath of the Wild and we're gonna be doing our Master Mode playthrough like we always do, which we'll definitely be talking more about stuff whenever people mention stuff while we're playing some Breath of the Wild. So that'll be a lot of fun starting at 7 p.m. Eastern like we always do. So if you're new to the channel, definitely feel free to follow here because I do stuff there. And also I have a Discord where we talk about things more. So join that if you want. I'll put that in the chat, also in the description. So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then if you want more streams, I do most of my streams on Twitch. So might as well share that for everyone just tuning in right now. But just want to say that was a lot of fun. And we got a lot more stuff. Like, okay, yeah, we started with the Pikmin stuff, which is, you know, they didn't really show off too much new stuff. It was more so just like, okay, if you haven't played the Wii U one, here's some cool stuff to swing you into getting it, which I was already getting it, so it's okay. Guess show off some new HUD elements and some of the mission stuff, which is like, okay, interesting, fun. But I am so happy that we got the Age of Calamity and in levels that I didn't imagine. I thought it was just gonna be like one level good, but they showed off like the whole structure of the game and how we use our materials and how we can fuse our weapons and even the whole like those little details, like allowing Link to dress up in whatever. You can make him naked or whatever, besides, you know, underwear. But like that's so cool. Like it seems like Link is gonna be the most fleshed out that way, but like I wonder if it changes. Like I'm guessing, I don't know, we saw like Urbosa's weapon in the HUD, but like I don't know if you can swap out their weapons. I'm guessing that's going to be a Link exclusive thing, which makes sense because, you know, it's good that they prioritize Link's diversity and moveset and customization more because it's Link. And I'll actually be finding this game as a smaller roster of characters and just fine-tuning those characters. Because, like, Hyrule Warriors had, like, I don't know, I want to say 30. I could be a little wrong. Give or take 30. And, like, they're all cool, but, like, there was never a chance to memorize exactly what those characters do because there's just so much to it. But from what we saw in this game, it's Link, Zelda, the champions, and Impa. And even if there's no more other playable characters, that's perfectly okay because they're all way more fleshed out. The combat's way more fine-tuned. It's less just about button mashing, more about the strategy behind it and what you do in the battles. And honestly, that's all I wanted from a game like this. Like, Hyrule Warriors is awesome and it's a great homage to, you know, everything that was part of the Zelda franchise, you know, little callbacks to Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker and all that. But this is going to be focusing on that Breath of the Wild story, that lore, and the characters. And we don't need to play as other characters. Like, I mean, I guess Robbie and Pierre would be cool, but they might just be cool characters in cutscenes. We have Link, his story, how he interacts with Zelda, and how that story ties in with the memories. Even more details on the champions and their interactions with the other champions and the characters. And then, importantly, Impa, you know, a side to her that we didn't see throughout the memories, but that's important because she is an important character, and how we compare even the little stuff we get about her in the game to Age of Calamity, that's going to be awesome. Like, I'm very excited, and there's going to be a lot to this game. So even if not a single playable character is announced, that's fine because the combat in this game looks much deeper than any Warriors game, and it's really true to Breath of the Wild. They even had moves like the flurries and stuff. Still trying to figure out what that wall kick move was. Like, they didn't show it off, but that prompt was on screen. You know, I did definitely catch that. I'm sure a lot of you did too, like a couple different times. So excited to see what that's going to be, and really just very excited. There's so many different things. Still gonna look into a couple things. Like, okay, if Master Koga was there, I guess one thing that confused me is that the map. It's cool we got a map and it was like organized by tower region. I'm guessing kind of the segments open up maybe like how they did in the game. Like you start in the central and then you unlock towers by doing main story things, and then those unlock more missions or side things. But it still seemed like the map was still in its Breath of the Wild state, not its pre-Breath of the Wild state. Because like I looked at like certain villages and it looked like the ruins on the map. So maybe that could be updated. Maybe they just didn't make that. But then again, we're close to release. I don't know. You could just be going off Breath of the Wild's map because you don't want to show exact locations of what the things are going to be. I could look at it again. Things maybe did change, but it's just hard to notice. Maybe certain things changed, things didn't. Wow. Yeah, I love seeing the villages before Calamity, right? Like the ranch ruins, and then even it's like, okay, there's like a little blacksmith shop. Like it wasn't in-game footage, it was just, you know, the picture, but that was cool stuff. Oh man. Okay, wow, there's a lot going through my brain, and I want to keep spewing, but it's also like, it'll be stuff to think on. Like, I guess from the channel, I still want to wait until the game comes out, and I'm going to be streaming that on my Twitch, like, as soon as it comes out. Like, I'll literally be doing, like, day-length streams until I beat the game. So, follow me there when that happens, November 20th. I do other streams until then. I do some Breath of the Wild stuff there, do some other Hyrule Warriors, sometimes some Mario stuff, just kind of diverse stuff. But it's always a chill time if you just want to sit and chat. So, that's always fun, and I'm excited to play it. I don't know if I'm going to make video content in the game, because I have a lot of ideas for base Breath of the Wild videos because that's still my forte. For this, it's interesting stuff. I'm waiting for more deeper details, and I could cover stuff. Also, because I'm going to be out of town starting tomorrow, so I don't have time to make a video on this sort of stuff. But maybe if we get more news, I'll, you know, cover on the channel. But in the meantime, yeah, when the game comes out, there's going to be a lot to cover. But in the meantime, just having fun, just enjoying all the footage and talking about things with everyone. So I definitely liked it, and excited for what we're getting. But we can talk about some more stuff if you guys have any questions later on. It seems like a lot of people in the chat really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it too, and I'm glad that you tuned in here and we can talk about stuff and just be here, because nerding out about Zelda is pretty much my thing, and I'm always going to be a huge Zelda nerd. I always have been, and that's just sort of what I do. Just see Zelda stuff and I'm just, yes. I simp for Zelda content. So I'm very excited. Oh my god, what about Groose? Groose wasn't in Hyrule Warriors. That's weird. There's a lot of characters in Hyrule Warriors, but they didn't add Groose, so I don't know. It's too late for that now, but they added a lot of fun characters. And I'm excited, even if this game in particular doesn't add any of the funny characters. We're talking about the possibility of like a Korok character like Heitsu or something being in there, but could not happen, which is fine, because I feel like just by looking at more of the gameplay structure, that they're really trying to focus on that story element and the realism, and adding more characters would just overcomplicate things, especially goofy characters. So yeah, they're not going to do it like they did in the original. So I'm excited. The Koroks are going to be cool, because it's going to be like a side objective, kind of like the Skulltulas in Hyrule Warriors. But that's like pretty much everything I wanted to go over about this game. Like, at least for now, more things will come to me. So yeah, I'll be streaming Breath of the Wild tonight, like I do every single Wednesday. We stream our Breath of the Wild Master Mode 100% playthrough, except this time it's literally going to be a Hyrule Castle raid. It's my first time going there in the save after like, I don't know how many hours. Like we did like a lot of other things, like Trial of the Sword, Divine Beast, and all that. But haven't touched Hyrule Castle, so we're going to be doing all Hyrule Castle stuff for like at least 3 hours tonight. That's usually how our streams go. So very excited to finally do it. So we'll be live in a little under 5 hours. So that'll be awesome. So want to stay tuned for that and follow me there, or follow me here rather, because I'll be streaming here. But it's a lot of fun, and I'll probably be chilling my Discord throughout today, so I'll put a link to it in the chat, also in the description, and then link my Twitch, because that's where we do a lot of other things. But in the meantime, just want to say that it was a really fun stream, and thank you to everyone for tuning in. Like, always glad to have everyone and just talk about things, and it's always a lot of fun. Also, my Discord link just sent 3 times in chat, which I apologize, it wasn't supposed to happen. Thanks, YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much all we're doing. And I'm really excited for tonight. Then I'm going to be out of town for a few days, but then I'll be back. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. It was a lot of fun. Really glad that a lot of you seem to like the information, and can't wait for the game to come out. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.